start. Yeah, watch out. Suddenly you're actually much easier to hear the stuff of. So, ooh, careful. All right, it's 12 seconds in. I'm just going to assume that it's working now. Hello, everybody. When last we left our heroes, we've been teleported back to the front of the dungeon instance. Congratulations. I know, crazy. Yeah, what I think a synopsis would simply be you accepted a job from Colonel Copperbell to go and deal with the hag problem, which was a dungeon, like to go and clear an area of the forest where hags have been whisking away children and supplies as part of what you've now determined to be some kind of grand sacrificial ritual. And having some harrowing, spooky journeys through the forest and some old mills that have long since been abandoned, you eventually find your quarry and defeat them in open combat, but not before they succeed in their summoning ritual, which brings down the Morrigan, an ancient goddess of justice and supposedly chaos, but she reveals, oh no, not chaos, just justice and karma, and she decides that she kills the final hag. And you have a parlay with the Morrigan for a few minutes, have this back and forth conversation with this ancient spirit, and by the end of it, you seem to be on good-ish terms with them, and they whisk you away in a teleportation circle, not before you see the telltale flags of a dark-eyed army off in the distance coming directly towards the hag's abode and yourselves. Then there was a green flash of energy, and you guys are back at the front of the forest where you first entered in to begin with. The scene is kind of in your hands. I kind of assume that the idea is just to head back forward. There's a few travelers like on carts that are passing by that kind of give you guys a bit of a weird eye because you are like, you know, covered in blood or bandages or yeah. But yeah, you know, a hay bale cart kind of goes by and kind of stops and looks at the four of you. Sorry, I'm so used to saying three. And kind of asks if you're all right, and it's up to you guys if you answer or not. Well, all right. Oh, there we go. Oops, sorry. Audio problems for a second. The audio for the players was turned off for but a meager second. Don't worry. This is the first time they're talking.
Oh, yeah. So you said that, did they say anything, or did they
just ask if you're okay? You guys look all like shit. It just looks like a humble farmer, tan skin, large hat.
I've been better. He like kind of like trying like, you know, he tries to stand up straight, like, but it's tough for him. He's exhausted. He's pretty beaten up. And that's all he says. I mean, I don't know what anyone else says.
Brookild is entirely too busy puking her innards out.
What? Why is she vomiting?
Have you ever like been stricken by lightning?
Oh, that's also true.
Wait, did you?
All right,
anyway,
yeah.
You had us roll Constitution.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, when we got teleported to not throw up,
yes.
and I failed it. So.
Oh, right.
Did I fail that too? Hold
on.
Yeah.
Let me look back on it.
Except like
I got a 9.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I mean, if Brookild with a critical failure probably does throw up. Azarine and Gareth are just stricken with a sickness.
I was completely fine.
Yeah, Valerie blinks a few times, but she's a good flyer. She's used to this sort of thing somehow. You know, travels around a lot. Rocky horse carriages. She's like, I've ridden the worst horses you've ever seen. That was nothing. But yeah, Azarine and Gareth are maybe
is dying on the ground.
Yeah, Brookild is definitely just like the farmer's just like, yo, all right, and then Brookild's on the ground right in front of them, and just goes, all right, that ain't good.
Azarine like pats Brookild on the back. They're there.
You know, just a day of adventuring.
I mean, if y'all got a little silver, I can bring you back to town.
Yes, that would actually be appreciated. How much?
He turns around and looks back in his hay bale, and he kind of like does a quick bit of math in his head. Tell you what, just 2 silver each, 8 total, and I'll just bring you back.
Fair enough. And Gareth, well, he actually has 8 silver exactly, so perfect.
All right, you hand over 8 silver to the man, and he pockets it, which seems, you know, that's reasonable in terms of like a fare for travel. He's actually undercutting a little bit. He seems like, well, listen, you're gonna be heavy and slow my horses down, but we'll, you know, want to help. And within the hour, you're brought back across the bridges over the water, over the river to the north to Kirith, where you are back be through the castle gates in pretty much no time. At this point, you guys have like little IDs that you can flash. at that says you've been through customs once before. At the guards at the gate, and they are just, they're the Riverboat Corps people on the eastern gate, I believe. Yeah, eastern is the right side. And the farmer brings you in through the front before traveling more towards the market to take care of his goods, which is like mostly like pottery and bales of hay and a few vegetables and things like that. He bids you all adieu. Gareth paid for it, so no big deal to worry about. But you guys are back in town. I suppose it's the next day. It is probably early in the morning. I'm going to go ahead and eyeball around 9 o'clock. How does that sound with everybody?
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right, the scene is in your hands. I'm just going to go down the order of left to right. I suppose that's alphabetical. Is that kind of how the Roll20 organizes the profile pictures? It seems like it. No, K comes after R.
Yeah.
I guess it's just order of entry.
What?
It was in order until I saw K was before. Other than that, everything is QRS. Yeah. Okay. So Azarine, you're back in the city, and I suppose what is something that you would like to do?
I mean, I think I'm gonna go back to the house, and I'm probably just gonna flip through the tarot cards that I've been given.
Okay. Whether or not somebody follows you back or not will be up to them. I'm just going to resolve that immediately, and we're going to take just like a couple of minutes for everybody going down the line.
Okay.
So yeah,
well,
you.
So before we go separate ways, should we first go to Copperbell?
I guess that's up to you guys.
Like as a team, before we all split off and do different things.
Unless you want to regroup
Right, 'cause
like in
we
an
want our
hour.
money.
Unless you wanted to go do some stuff and then regroup in an hour.
Yeah, should we get paid immediately?
Yeah,
Like,
It
to
sounds
go
like
back
you
and be
guys.
Yo.
Yeah, it
Probably
seems like
the best
everyone's on the
idea.
same page. You guys, it's gonna take you, it takes like an hour to get to the other side of the city. Probably 2 hours actually, unless you want to pay for like a fare again. That's up to you guys. But it takes a couple of hours, brings you to about 11 o'clock otherwise.
Okay.
Look,
So-
he'll
Man,
just
that's a wide city.
it's a big city. It's a big city. You are on foot, a few blocks. It's a long drive. Also, there's like urban planning hasn't been invented yet, so there's a lot of like winding roads that just like a lot of dead ends. Well, you know what? How about Rinthi? We have you roll survival. You actually know this place better. Maybe you can have the time of the journey. I don't think it's gonna take any less than an hour, just by virtue of having to walk. But let's see if. All right, yeah. Valerie knows it by the back of her hand. She knows all the roads and she knows the
30
winding,
minutes.
twisting ways. Yeah, I'll say 30 minutes. Yeah, why not?
No, actually, we just instant transmission.
You instant transmission, 30 minutes. It's 9:30. You went through the secret alleyways that Valerie used to travel as a child. Essentially, it takes you
Just-
under a few bridges, but
Effortlessly weaving through alleys that look like they're all gonna end up into a dead end, but none of them do somehow.
yeah, every single one is definitely like, all right, this is the locked gate. Oh, all right, it's open. All right, well, okay. But yeah, the 30 minutes and just taking a straight beeline across the city. You're back on the opposite side where the Riverboat Corps is waiting, which I believe is somewhere around here. Ish. It's on, it's in the mouth of the lake. And you go into the office, and you guys are you've been scraping yourselves clean for the most part as you go through, trying to get to be presentable for the most part. But it looks like you've been adventuring. You enter through, and there's a turtle with a cast around his leg who turns and slowly looks towards you and just goes, "Oh, you're all alive! God!
That's
Surprisingly.
debatable.
Oh my! Oh my! Well, you did it!" And he claps his turtle-like hands. His flippers, just like flipping them together, just is the sound that it makes. But yeah, the saddened, very obviously caffeine-deprived assistant of the Riverboat Corps that you've seen before, who it very stylistically looks similar in fashion to Copperbell. Same blue outfit, same blue uniform, still like long brown curly hair as opposed to the gold, but they seem to have the same men's fashion magazine that they subscribe to. Comes over and just goes, "All right, did you guys do it? You successful? Should I go get the captain?"
Aye.
All right,
Oh.
okay, wait
All good.
here a few minutes. Do you want some tea or something?
Sure. Get some for
Okay.
us if you don't mind.
He
Tea would
disappears.
be lovely.
He exits.
I
He
want
goes into.
scotch.
he nods and just goes, "Oh yeah, no, me too," and disappears into the kitchen after getting knocking on Colonel Copperbell's door and talking with him for a few minutes. Within a couple of minutes, there's a tea, like a literal just a cast iron teapot brought back, and 4 cups, and it's just up to you guys to pour out your own There's a little tray of sugar as well, the spoon that you just kind of scrape it, dunk your own sugar, essentially. And within about 10 minutes, Colonel Copperbell steps out and just goes, "By God, you 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4! Ah, you all returned. Good, wonderful, capital, ha ha!"
Him screaming through the door makes Valerie like jump, and she spills her tea on like her forearm a little bit, and it's like she makes that "I'm hurting really bad, but I didn't make a single peep" face.
You keep the pain inside, like where it
Brookel
belongs.
just covers her ears with her hands. Like,
There we go. Look at all those dice. That's the damage dice that I roll for Colonel Copperbell communicating. Yeah, he approaches. He looks down at all 3 of you, 4 of you. Sorry, I'm so used to my fucking other D&D party, which is only 3 people instead of 4. He looks down at the 4 party of you and just goes, "Well, how have you all been successful? You've been gone for," and he checks his watch, big brass watch he pulls out of his pocket. 26 hours.
Yeah.
Appears we missed our mark a little bit.
A tiny bit.
Well, that's more than fine. I do believe we gave you 48 hours to get the thing completed.
Well,
Well, may we, let's have a discussion. And he ushers you back into the back area where you guys are basically going to give like a report of what happened verbally. I mean, they're not going to ask for a formal, you guys to like sit at a fucking typewriter and write your shit up.
so
But
I
they'll...
think Gareth would take helm of this report since he is kind of used to that kind of thing.
Probably makes sense to me.
Brookel is
And
sleeping on Copperbell's desk. She's just like,
That's fine. Roll Constitution saving throw. Just to, like, can you resist the urge? Just poof.
No, please. Please not in front of... Okay, good.
Yeah, Brookel kind of like one eye closes and then the other, and like you start to walleye a little bit. But yeah, all right, Gareth. I'm not gonna make you RP the whole thing. Really, just comes down to, do you omit anything?
The more...
You omit the Morrigan part. So basically, it comes down to, we got to the Hag's Lair, we slew them all, and then we left. Like that's basically how that goes. All right, yeah, that's fine.
God, there was no God.
Should we mention the army?
oh, yes, that is actually something that Gareth was gonna report as well.
What? An army?
And I believe it might have been the same one that forked Dullahan as well.
By the goddess herself, I'll give word out to the rest of the people as soon as we can. Oh, if they're coming this way, we will give them quite the fight. Ha ha! Oh, yes, indeed, we are well armed and well ready to fight. Douglas! Yes, Colonel. I'm gonna need no less than 20 fighting men at the eastern gates as soon as possible. Yes, Colonel, I'll get right on.
You might want more.
I'll make it 30.
Sure. That's it.
We'll have to divert some from the south gate.
You only have 30 men to throw onto the field?
This is a big city. I'm saying this out of character.
No, Valerie said that in character.
I'm just echoing that out of character. Like, yeah, this is a big city, only 30 free men.
Colonel Copperbell, I mean, if you want to have a discussion with that, Colonel Copperbell will be more than happy to talk about it. Colonel Copper goes, yes, indeed, we're stretched thin. You see, most of our forces are spread along the river to make sure that no brigands or pirates come up this way or that, as well as we've had scouts out in those dying lands, on top of the few dozen that we've sent to Fort Dullahan.
Well,
what's left?
Than pirates coming.
Oh, indeed, I'm beginning to regret my efforts to send people to go scout Fort Dullahan. Is there a way to get them back? How much time do you think we have before this army is upon us? Perhaps I can recover them.
You say that you were well prepared to fight 30 men is not well prepared.
But these are 30 of the finest men you've ever met.
Colonel, I do not know if, as they were not marching towards Kirith, was not their primary direction. They seem to be marching towards the woods themselves. But it would be best to stay vigilant. Perhaps try to recall the scouts as soon as possible.
Indeed, perhaps we shall.
I will...
Douglas! Yes, Colonel. See if you can send a scout out to recover the other scouts before they get too far. Send one of the fastest horses that we have. I suppose one of the auxiliaries should do just nicely. All right, Colonel, I'll do what I can. Excellent. Capital. Wonderful. We sent about, about 40 men to Fort Dullahan, another 30 to the burning lands. Like we can get back a few of them we should have about a century. That should be more than enough, considering the encampment walls. I think I'll be quite fine.
Excellent.
Just in case, you may want to have, and I hesitate to recommend this, maybe some of the Inquisition.
Colonel
Just-
Copperbell's eye twitches, and his like handlebar mustache kind of like
Just as
Moves
like
a little bit.
precaution, because
Roll
they
persuasion.
did take down the entirety of Fort Dolahan.
roll persuasion with advantage because he likes you. It's not a handlebar mustache. It's just big and bushy. It's like a walrus mustache. Essentially.
I started to imagine him. At first, I had him.
13.
What did you do to Colonel Copperbell, Renty?
No, I just imagined him as like Hulk Hogan when he said handlebar mustache.
Hulk, he is not that buff.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ, my image of him was completely wrong.
No, he's he's athletic, but he's a dex build, definitely. With a 13, he kind of like rolls his eyes and goes, "Oh, that might be well, I'll let them know, I suppose."
Hill turns a glazed over eye to Gareth, like, look, don't.
If the good captain doesn't let them know first.
Do not worry about that, Colonel. I see to it myself.
Valerie sees Copperbell like very clearly upset at the remark of like involving the Inquisition, and Valerie just like makes an expression like, "I like this guy."
Oh, you mean you didn't fall in love with Colonel Copperbell immediately like everyone else in the world? No, that's fine. Colonel Copperbell, no, Gareth has the opinion of knowing armies, I suppose. He seems pretty confident in the abilities of like literally like 20 to 90 men.
It's just a precaution. Just
that still
in case
seems pretty
things
low
get
number, but he seems
Get a-
Colonel Copperbell
just
seems.
get a little out of hand. I mean,
I'm sure it'll be quite fine. We have the encampments on our side as well as firearms.
I am sure you are all perfectly capable. I have 100% confidence in you.
Ah, thank you. Thank you, dear miss.
Actually, here's a question: is the Riverboat Corps allowed to use magic?
Touchy subject there, I suppose, miss. To an extent, though we rely mostly on outside forces for magic and mostly of the healing variety. Other than that, we simply have things for scouting purposes.
One thing the Inquisition has over everyone else.
Oh, since the Inquisition moved in, I'm afraid we've lost some of our finest sorcerers and mages, but that's all right. We do what we can. We were lucky in that we invested much in firearms and gunpowder even before the Inquisition took over, and so we were able to rely pretty heavily and to simply develop our craft further. We have finer engineers than we do mages. The sound of fucking Brookehild falling asleep in her chair is what I'm gathering.
Yeah,
The Foley work. But by all means, I suppose we owe you some money. By the way, do you hand over the papers, Brookehild, that you got in the... Like, what do you hand over any of that stuff? Or is that...
Did I? What papers?
Oh, you
got,
found
like,
stuff in
magic
the...
books.
Yeah, you found magic books.
I have the deed.
Oh, the deed to Fog... We have Fogwood Mills. You have the deed to...
Oh yeah. The mill burned down.
What? What middle? What? Oh!
I hand over the deed.
Brookehild falls asleep again. He takes the deed, he looks it over, and just goes, "My goodness, you and the Fogwood Mills, we haven't heard from them in over a decade."
Well, there's
Good
a reason
reason.
for that.
Well, by all means, tell me if you've solved the mystery of Fogwood Mills. There's another reward on the table for that. He stands up and goes over to the postage wall and actually he takes like a few papers that have been pinned up there, and there's one he digs for underneath a bunch of other reward papers that has long since been buried, like over years, and he pulls it down, and it's like, Mystery of Fogwood Mills, like...
We have reason to believe that was due to the acts of the hags as well, Colonel.
Do you have
There was a cult, and then like cult stuff in the basement, and then there was like a weird light that would do weird things, and then there was an eyeball.
Brookehild pause at the reward thingy, like to read it.
Yeah, it's a letter that says kind of just like any news on the solving of what happened at the Fogwood Mills, what happened to the landowner and business owner of it, Jedediah Jenkins himself.
It was
Jenkins Timberwoods is what they're referred to as.
Dead.
dead.
Very much so. Reduced to a husk.
Oh
I'm
my!
fear to say.
Only one
Brookehild.
body though.
Brukilda, roll history for me. 17. All right, this is kind of a cop out, but Brukhild, when you opened up the safe as well as gold, you found like papers as well, and I don't think you've actually examined them yet, but it's up to you if you want to do so.
No, right, you're right. I haven't paid attention to the papers. I was like, papers. Yeah.
Papers. Well, I mean, if you want to take them out, you notice that on the backs of them, it's like mostly just like work papers, but there's scrawlings on the back. Someone used them like a journal.
Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to that, so I guess I'm gonna read what's on it before handing them to Copperbell just in case.
Well, that's fine. There's no written documentation because even I only have so much time in the week, but it details the slow descent into madness. Jedediah Jenkins, owner of the Fogwood Mill, and the regret he feels at having slowly sold off various workers of his mill to the hags in reward for power, silver, the ability to see things that he should not know, and his slow regrets at the end of his life, now realizing that he is alone in his mill, and he has nothing left to give the hags but his own life. And he knows that they will send
an eyebrow
their white.
Barely at the words, and she just flops down the pile of papers on Copperbell's desk. There you go. That's your mystery solved.
He takes through, and so he starts leafing through it, and over a few minutes he reads and just goes, "Oh my goodness! Well, congratulations, thank you! Capital!" And he kind of takes, he goes to the back room and he opens up the safe and he counts out some. How much is how much is a platinum piece? Does anybody know how much that is?
100 gold.
Is a platinum piece 100 gold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well then he's gonna go and get. Do you want 1,000 gold pieces or do you want 10 platinum pieces?
What's
half and half?
Let's get 6 platinums and 400 gold.
6 platinums and 400 gold.
Yeah.
So 100 gold each, and then we can decide what the deal with the platinum.
Okay, that's fine. And then he is going to give you the extra reward for solving the mill's crises, which is another 400 gold.
So we get. Wait. So
then 10
200
platinum,
gold each.
10 platinum.
10 platinum.
So yeah, and then 400 gold. Can we divide that up better maybe?
If you guys wanted to like start a treasury and just like have one of you guys that you feel very trustworthy, just like have like just keep the 10 platinum, that might be a good way to. I don't know. Is there a good way to do this?
What's the amount of gold total?
Well, you could do 12. It's the total is 1,400, 1,400. So you could do 12 platinum pieces and then 200 gold. So you could split 12 platinum pieces equally, three platinum pieces each, and then you can split the 200 after that.
Yeah.
All right.
So 3 platinum each. Everyone just put 3 platinum in. If it is 100 gold, are you sure it's 100 gold? I think it's 500 though.
I'll look it up.
Okay, I just don't want to forget.
I'm pretty sure it's by metric rules, but let me double check. Gold to platinum 5e.
So it would be.
We're both super wrong.
Are we both super wrong?
Oh my god, it's 10.
There's no.
Oh shit. Okay, well then I guess.
Platinum is 10 gold.
So 20 platinum is what you need each. I'm sorry, 30 platinum is what you need each in order to equal that, right? You need more platinum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Everyone
just
gets...
add a 0 like all the other ones.
Yeah. So it's that's very interesting. I thought it was like 500 gold pieces. I had no idea what I'm thinking about.
We're both dumb as fuck.
We are both dumb as fuck.
So wait, how many platinum total?
120 platinum, I suppose.
120 platinum divided by 4. We each get 30 platinum.
Yeah, 30 platinum with 200 gold left over.
All right, and then 20 divided.
That's just 50.
So we each get Wait, no.
Yeah,
Wait.
200 divided by 4 is 50. You got it. So everybody gets 30 platinum and 50 gold.
Woo!
Everyone put that in your inventories.
We did math.
It's impressive sometimes, Sometimes we're able to achieve great things when we all work together.
How much is it to level up?
450
gold,
I believe.
450 each.
If we exchange our platinum, we can all level up once.
It's up to you guys if you want to do that or not. Your prerogative. You can only do it when you're in like a safe place, like a town. So yeah, you can.
Yeah,
do
I
that.
think
It'd be safe to
that
level
was our
up
plan.
now.
Our plan was to
Yeah.
level up with the
Sounds good to me.
Coppermill money.
But we only get 30 platinum, so how many platinum?
I mean, we also have gold. We don't necessarily need to use platinum to level up.
Do you have any?
40. It would cost 42 platinum.
42 platinum.
Mhm.
Wasn't it?
So I would
450
have to do
each?
120.
Oh, no, 450? I thought it was 420.
Sorry, it's
No, it's
450
450.
each.
Fucking.
If only it was
stoner.
420.
It's not weed, you piece of shit stoner.
It's not weed, you fucking piece of shit.
450 GP per person for level 4 from level 3, as stated in the Patches channel.
Patches, yeah. A man born with a face you just want to punch. Patches.
We should probably do the currency balance in the channel as well, because I will absolutely forget.
Do we want another channel for just like money?
No,
I
just
guess.
put it there. I mean, we have shops. Like,
We got a lock in there. Yeah, I mean, you do whatever you want to do.
Patches is fine. Like, I don't know. I can't post it
I would
anymore, so-
recommend like paper in real life in order to like figure out your money. To be honest, with you guys, but
Yeah.
I'm afraid it's all in your hands now. You've all been paid the proper amount, and Colonel Copperbell congratulates the 4 of you for successfully doing this mission.
Bird handshake.
Firm handshake. He gives you a firm handshake. He takes off his white glove to do it. Even. Oops.
Ooh, wow, nice.
I know.
And,
It's real good.
Well, before he heads. Oh, great.
Oh, I'm here. Yeah, don't worry. I just accidentally pressed the back button on my
Okay.
my mouse. My mouse has
I
shortcuts.
just got worried that. that's what
Nah,
happened.
don't worry. I'm good.
So about the boat.
Oh, yes, indeed, the boat. When do you 4 want to leave, and are you going upriver or downriver? I think the soonest would be this afternoon at 12 p.m. But we try to do 2 boats a day.
What is the second boat?
It would be at 5:30 p.m.
Let's go for that one. I believe is that.
You know what? You don't.
Should we wait 20? Yeah, should we wait until tomorrow so that we can have time to long rest and recoup and like do some shopping?
My thought is that we can do the shopping and whatnot, and then do a long rest on the boat since we're going to be passengers.
I don't think we're gonna be able to get a chance to long rest on the boat. I have a sneaking suspicion.
Meta.
Knowing
Meta.
our goddamn DM.
Oh God, as
Trust me on
Azarine.
this
That's
one.
also what I told Salty, but like he never listens to me. So.
You expect
Yeah,
us
yeah,
to be
that's
on an
one.
ocean and not throw fucking Leviathan in there? I don't think so.
Well, I should
Trust
warn you
me.
about the river squids.
I have been.
Excellent. Well then, let's
No,
go
he doesn't say
tomorrow
that.
Afternoon.
No, you don't
Sure,
understand.
tomorrow afternoon.
I've been a player of our sweet
Don't tell
sweet
them.
DM for
Don't tell them.
like 2 years.
Don't-
Trust me on this one. We want a long rest in the town.
Don't tell them.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, he goes over to the postage center and he talks to the lady at the front, and she kind of like takes a few pieces of paper off of a long roll of tickets, and she rips off 4 golden tickets and puts a punch through them,
Yeah, we'll go into Willy Wonka's.
and hands all 4 of you each a rather large printed ticket with the riverboat poor icon on it. It's a circle with like a paddle boat, essentially, on the center of it.
Is there a desk where I can write?
Oh, sure,
so
by
I
all
probably
means, my
send
good
some
man.
letters.
He
Thank
directs you to a table.
All right, and
I
Gareth. Okay, yeah, no, go ahead.
Sure. Well, I was just about to say, I think this would be a good time for me to now be like, okay, and the party splits to go do whatever it is they want to do, and I'm just gonna go one at a time down the line, and then we'll
Before
regroup at the
Valerie
end.
splits off.
You want to communicate with Valerie?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
well, first of all, he's gonna kind of pull the group aside and be like, "Do you the Morgan? You two went to the library? Yes. Did you see anything about it there, or?"
We know nothing about the Morrigan.
I can go double check in the library if that is all right.
Oh, yeah, I believe that might be good.
I have a couple of discoveries that I want to make myself anyway, so it'll be along my travels.
Excellent.
Since I was there at the library, I guess I'll accompany her to help.
Excellent. It is much appreciated.
Yes. I probably shouldn't be out much. I'll probably just head to the residence myself.
Sounds like a plan, big guy. Don't get killed now.
Yep, Brookhild's pass out.
I will take her as well.
You throw Brookhild up on your shoulder.
Well, I gotta write my letters first, but anyways. But as Valerie and Azreen are heading out, he's actually gonna hold Valerie back, and he is going to ask something of her. I'm gonna just, he's gonna pull her pretty far from the group and talk to her, if that's okay.
Valerie, you good with this? You cool?
Valerie's chill.
Oh, you're chill.
She's got no reason to hate Gareth. Not
He
yet.
owes her money. So.
Gareth is going to. I'm actually just gonna PM Ricky.
Sure.
Yeah. Hold
All
on.
right. Well,
While I write this,
may I move
if
along
anyone
to
wants to snoop on this, they can. But you know.
All right. I don't think Brookhild's in any condition to snoop right now.
I
enough.
have my cursor over like stealth roll.
Well, it's a disadvantage. You go for it, but it's a disadvantage. You're exhausted.
I'll
Remember?
try it just because it's funny.
Azarine is
It is
happily
funny.
oblivious.
With the
Wow.
with the six behind you, very loudly, you see thump as Brookheld falls out of her chair, attempting to like slowly drag herself across to go and see what you're trying to do with Valerie. So you have several minutes
He's like,
before
"Oh, are
Brookheld.
you?" Yeah. Okay. And he actually presses 4 gold coins into Valerie's hand. 4 gold coins.
4 gold coins. Well, there you go, Valerie. You're now 4 gold coins richer.
That's would be beneficial.
Valerie gives Gareth a firm nod and walks off to a store side.
Thank you. Cool. All right. Well, I mean, if you stop, yeah, you can just do that later.
I don't.
Okay, and you know what it is.
Maybe I do. Maybe yeah, I think I do. I could always use a refresher though at some points, but we'll.
It's literally in the Gareth. It's in the Gareth channel.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm not going to worry about it then. Because it's there for me to participate in. As long as it's nothing that informs what you want to do right now, then
No.
I'm just gonna.
No.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna go one at a time and basically just go like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And if someone's like, oh, I wanted to talk to that person before they went, then I'm just gonna be like, okay, cool. When we get to your turn, we're just gonna go back in time and just say like that. What's the conversation that you have before that person left? Later, is what I'm basically gonna do. So don't worry about like, oh, well, I wanted to talk to Azreen before she left. It's like, okay, well, when we get to your
sorry.
turn, we'll come back and sorry, you have no need to apologize.
Okay, fuck you then.
Oh, it's all right. You have no need to be mean either. Yeah, just I'm gonna go down the line. Azarine, you basically have been paid. You are free to do with as you please. It seems like the party's gonna leave tomorrow at noon on the rowboat course, one of their boats.
All right.
What do you do until then with both today and both maybe a little bit possibly tomorrow? Though I think I'm just gonna focus on today for right now.
Well, we all know that Azrine is going to get that sweet level up at some point, but I'll do that math and stuff later. But I'm going to go to the library, and I'm going to get everything that I possibly can on the Morrigan and whatever I can find on St. Joan and her, I'm going to call them accomplices, but like companions, like if there were
Sure.
any companions in the myths. I also want to check out tarot deck that I was gifted.
Okay, well, how about you're walking down the roads? You've left the rowboat core. You have your money, and I think for the sake of just making sure this system all goes well, if you guys wanted to buy the next level up this session, I'm just gonna say it will take effect next session. So just that way,
that makes
as
sense.
like
Yeah.
as homework, you guys can go and level up your characters. Essentially,
Yeah.
I don't unless anybody needs help.
Kat is literally in the process of messaging me on Discord saying, "Hey, I'm making you help me before I level up."
Yeah,
Because
I
I'm
will.
stupid.
You know, don't worry, we're gonna all help each other at some point. Yeah. So you're walking down the streets as you kind of like begin to like, oh wait a minute, and you reach into your pocket and pull out these decks of cards that you received from the Morrigan. as you get down to the local college, the library. I believe what was it, the Curith Record Keeper, Record Keep? And you look over at the cards. They have this very, very quiet, very simple pattern on the back. The cover art is dark for the most part, a rather swirling pattern. A lot of diamonds that overlap one another. The outlines of both mostly black, but like white on the corners, and in the center is like a green diamond. Not like a jewel, but it has a little bit of a shimmer effect as you kind of like hold it up into the sunlight. And you go to turn over the first card on the top, and on it is a black, a very dark black, pitch black, shiny coated owl with a white face and a black beak with its eyes closed. And it has a black background of like a forest with a full moon around behind its head.
Moon, forest background. Is there like a scroll like on like? Does it say what it's called like on the bottom?
There's no text on this card. This is just a nice, beautiful border that runs around the outside of the portrait. But there's no text.
I'm gonna flip through the other cards.
Excuse me. You draw the next card, and it is pure white blank. And you draw another one, another one, and they are all blank cards.
Alright, I have a feeling this has something to do with what she said.
You count, there's 22.
Diamonds.
So you just have the one that just has the... I mean, I'm not going to beat around the bush. It looks like the Morrigan. And it is the top card. Is there anything else that you'd like to do with this deck, I suppose?
I don't really see anything that I can do with this. I mean, I don't have detect magic or anything.
No, that is true. Perhaps you have done as much as you can. There's really not much to these cards. They don't pull any kind of... No magic happens. They don't feel strange to you in any way. They feel like, reinforced paper. They're likely waterproofed. They feel kind of waxed. It seems like they'd be quite durable for the most part, but otherwise nothing too unnatural, if that makes any sense, besides their high craftsmanship in terms of the beautiful painting and the cover art. You continue to the records keep, and you're going to roll an investigation and a stealth.
Investigation and stealth? What? Alright. Investigation.
Excellent. You walk through and you know exactly where to go. You're like, okay, I know, I've looked through here before. I think I know what I'm doing, and I can find what I need again. Ahem! A very large, gray-haired lady approaches you and puts on her spectacles. Miss, I believe that you're a return customer.
Yes.
Well, you see, I'm afraid I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I believe you have a book of ours.
Yes, I do. I have it.
Indeed.
How long was the return or the policy?
Well, we usually only lend out the scholarly novels for 2 days, and I'm afraid it has been 3. Unless you'd like to pay a fee for a lost book, I'm afraid we're going to have to ask you to return this novel. I mean, this scholarly text. The fee is 2 gold pieces.
Is there any way I can get an extension? I'm really passionate about this.
Roll persuasion. We don't usually do extensions because they're academic books. We usually only permit people to check them out once, and then they must wait another 2 weeks before they can check it out again in case someone else needs it for a paper or a student. All right, fine. I can see you're passionate. I will let you keep the book for another 2 days.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And she goes back to the ledger and writes down that you're going to keep it for another 2 days, essentially. You are free to resume your studies. On day 17 investigation, you go back over to the books and scholarly research on myth and legend. There are multiple scrolls, but a lot of them are mostly just bound books. What are you looking for again? Can you remind me?
I'm looking for information on any known companions of Saint
Right.
Joan.
Well, you find another book on Saint Joan, and she talks about her final stand outside the walls of Kirith. Beyond the barrier were the it says 4, but formally 4 windmills were built upon the hills. She had her last stand against the onslaught of the whites. Ghostly creatures undead in nature. And she was staunchly anti-magic, and she defended the walls of Kirith to her last breath alongside her dear friend. Let's see here. Her dear friend and compatriot. It's in another language. What languages do you know, actually?
I know, Primordial and Common.
Common? Alright, well, roll an Arcana to read Ye Olde Common.
10.
That's not bad. It is a very horrifyingly mangled version of the name Valerie.
Well, I knew that.
Yeah. As well as her compatriot. Let me see here. You're fucking asking. You hear that, everyone? That's the sound of the book being flipped.
Loving the Foley work this episode.
I know the Foley work. Except this one is actually a real notebook. I actually am flipping through with real names on it. You know what? I can't find it right now, but there is an answer, and you do get it. I will just have to deliver it onto you later. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to look through over the course.
You could also put it in the timeline as well.
Oh yeah, I could pop it in later. But I'll try to get it to you before the end of the session if I can find my old note. You were asking very far back background information. But yeah, you do find a few. You find a few names. Essentially, you find a name of about 4 people, including Joan, Valerie, and then the other 2 that I can't find. But there was a party that was formed, as well as she led an army in theory, a small army. Some people referred to her as mercenaries, other people referred to her as holy crusaders, others as freedom fighters. And supposedly now to this day you can go to her shrine that's just outside the hills. There's a cemetery dedicated to her.
Well, not anymore.
No, it's still there.
Well, no, outside of Kirith.
Outside of Kirith.
Oh.
And at this point, you now have determined no less than 5 different deaths of Saint Joan and 5 different possible locations where she came to rest. Or maybe that's 4. It's so hard to keep track. But yeah, you also recall a shrine with a cemetery, a tombstone at the top of Mount Orion, if you're remembering Brughild. And then the Morrigan said, "Oh yeah, I think I remember." Saint Joan, she passed away on the continent of Yggdrasil as well. So I think that brings the total up to 3 or 4. I think there was a third one somewhere along the line as well. Was there anything else that you wanted to know, Azreen? I think that is a very non...
Morrigan.
Yes, the goddess of karma. She's an ancient goddess supposedly based on old druidic tradition. Many barbarians and druids used to worship her. She was one of the ancient nature spirits. The others being that of the winds. So there was karma, wind, storms, mercy, and death.
And these are all what she was associated with, or just...
No, those were other gods and goddesses within her. She is referred to as the goddess of karma, and the idea of retribution. And she's also referred to as text as now she's just she is the patron deity of fiends and hags and occults out in the woods, and people make sacrifices to her. Honestly, the Morrigan you're reading about in this text that was published within the past 20 years or so does not paint a picture of the same Morrigan that you met out in the woods. There's only a hint of justice. There's one offshoot saying she used to be the patron saint of justice as well, and now the Morrigan.
Sorry.
Now it's mostly referring to the Morrigan as a destructive force, as a barbaric force, something that is loathed mostly. Here, I'll type it out.
Yeah.
Anything else, Azreen?
anyone, like any gods associated around the Morrigan, or just like was it just the karma, wind, storms, mercy, and death?
Those are just the ones in this book. Do they have names? They have names in that they're named what they are in their respective languages.
Okay.
Like, what is storms in Dwarvish? Like that's the name of the god of storm.
Okay.
What'd you get? Like investigation? Like they're named, like their names mean what they are.
Interesting.
If that makes any sense. So I'm translating for you.
Fair enough.
But I can give you better names later. This is one of those things where it's like DM can't fully prepare what questions you guys are gonna ask. That wasn't necessarily ahead of time.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But yeah, I can comfortably say Karma is listed as an old name in, well, the Morrigan is this is just it's Kelpie. It's just a homebrew language that none of you guys necessarily have. It's just the language of like druids and barbarians, and it has no bearing. It's an ancient forgotten tongue. It's never going to be useful in this game, but the Morrigan in Kelpie means justice. It means karma. And in storms, if you look up storms in Dwarvish, it's which in this setting, now I have a distinct answer is.
I gotcha.
Yeah, there you go. I think our resident dwarf is about to give us the god of storms.
I'm just looking for like a good the next like starting point for like trying to fill out this deck. Because I feel like that would be a good enough thing.
Oh, if you're looking for gods.
Yeah.
But I can comfortably say that the god of storms is a dwarvish deity that is mostly known for being in the mountains. Brookild would know more.
What's the god of death? What's its name in?
That one is something that would require more. That's not the answer to that question. Is not in this book. This book focuses mostly on the Morrigan.
All right.
Yeah, she's. It was like over 1,000 years ago that the Morrigan was referred to as. The strongest cult since the Morrigan was like a mainstay was like maybe 300 years ago. In Winthrow. In the woods, the Blackbriar Woods, which is around here. So it's nothing strikes you as too crazy yet, but.
And the Winthrow cult worshipped the Morrigan, or?
Yeah, they worship the Morrigan. The last known instance of someone worshiping the Morrigan was a cult in Winthrow that would like do blood sacrifices. Like they'd find somebody and kill them and cut their heart out for the Morrigan.
Where at? Do we know? Like, did it say like their location?
Yes, it was in the. Let me consult the map. It is on the map, but this map does not have names on it. It was in the Blackwood Forest, which is the forest that you guys were in.
Well then,
as part of your dungeon quest.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's yeah. Unfortunately for the Morrigan, history does not look kindly on her.
Well, hopefully we can change that eventually, because I would like to.
Anything else, Sasserine?
I think that's all I have right now.
All right. And you have 450 gold to spend on leveling up, huh?
Yep.
All right. Well, how about you mark down 450 gold for me, either in platinum pieces or in physical golds. Just, make sure you get rid of that out of your inventory. And now the next, obviously I'm not going to stop you from doing more stuff, but, the rest of your days is spent, basically, going through your mantras, going through, your training, and kind of, going to the store and, buying food and, sharpening your blades and, fixing up your clothes and just becoming a better dancer. And then when we pick up next time, you'll be level 4, I believe.
Yep.
That 450 gold basically goes towards, training, food, and, making your shit more durable, as well as, maybe spending time here at the library and just, researching and, trying to get re in touch with who you are as a person. I'm going to go over to Valerie next. Is that okay? You got anything else you want to do?
I'm good. I got it.
All right, Valerie, we're in the Riverboat Core office. Azarine has just left, but you are more than welcome to interrupt and just be like, well, I wanted to be there for this thing or the other thing.
Valerie was
just been paid
with Azarine.
Oh, okay, so you're in the record keep with her now. If you want to be. You're wherever you want to be, darling.
So Valerie walks over to Azarine
If you're about done here, I wouldn't mind some company to the store district. I have to run an errand.
Oh, sure. I'll gladly come with you.
The world's in your hands. Just keep going.
We are headed to a sweets shop.
a sweet shop?
It's not too far from here. It's actually very close to my home. I used to go here all the time as a child.
Ooh, I can't wait to visit. I enjoy seeing local foods.
Kirith has quite the pleasantry when it comes to sweet foods.
Like what kind?
Everything from hard candies to soft candies all the way to breads.
Like danishes and pastries?
Yes.
Ooh.
Actually, I believe they still sell cake. At least I hope they do.
I heard that there was a kind of cake where they take like a type of citrus and then like a berry and then they mix it together with like a sweet cream in the middle.
Oh, I believe I know what you're talking about.
It's kind of got like I heard it's like a tart, like almost like a sour taste, but like still kind of sweet. It sounds really good.
I suppose we'll see what we're looking for once we get there.
No, it takes a couple of minutes. You know, you're walking through the streets for about 15, 20 or so before you're back in the main market district. You follow the old path that you remember from childhood before you come across you come across Jiminy's Sweetery.
They walk in, ringing what I'd imagine is cute little doorbell.
Cute little doorbell rings as you enter into a large, well, it's a small shop, but every wall is covered in like jar after jar of like sweets and little wrappings, little paper wax wrappings. Plastic hasn't been invented yet. There's like a parchment that's getting ready to like fold up pastries that are more on the front. You smell various baked goods, and you hear like the sound of an oven in the back, like cooking up various like cakes and foods and what have you. There's a kindly old man at the front with little rosy cheeks and a portly belly. Looks kind of like a short Santa Claus, who turns around and looks at you and says hello and greets you. I guess he's gonna roll like. Is he a wise old man? A little bit, you know, above average.
Does he know me?
I think he probably knows you. If you spent some time in his sweetery shop as a young girl, then he hopefully would recognize you, even though you're a little bit older.
Not that old. I'm like in my 20s.
You're ancient. You're close to death. No, with the 15, he kind of like looks. He puts on his glasses and
Oh my goodness! Look at you, Valerie. It's been a long time.
It has been.
How's your brother doing?
Adris is fine, so is Helena. It's nice to see you. Valerie walks around the counter and gives him a hug.
And gives you a firm hug back as well, and begins to ruffle through his pockets real quick, and he hands you a little lollipop.
Thank you.
Is this your friend?
Yes.
Well, he ruffles through his pockets again. He hands Azarine a little lollipop as well.
She looks at it like bewildered.
Oh, have you not seen these before?
Oh, out of town, are we? Oh, my apologies. Jiminy's Sweetery Original.
It's quite all right. It's just never seen one of these before. I'm from quite a long ways.
Have you ever had some form of hard candies before?
A few. There are a couple of places along the coast that my father would actually buy. They were called saltwater taffies, but I highly doubt that they were made of salt water. I would have known.
Sure you would.
Here, let me show you
And
then.
he takes another pocket out and pulls the wax paper off, and he sticks it in his mouth and looks a few times.
See, it's a lovely little sweetery.
And then you hear from upstairs, Jiminy! Jiminy, I better not hear you unwrapping a lollipop. And you see this older lady come through behind him, and you see Jiminy as he just kind of like puts the whole like stick and all like in his mouth, and his eyes go wide, and he hides it
because that's like attached to a friggin' stick.
It's a little like splinter essentially. He just like puts it in his mouth as his wife comes through and looks at him, And he just kind of like, he smiles and nods, and she goes, "Oh, Valerie, nice to see you again." She pinches your cheeks and gives you a little kiss on the head. "Oh, please look around the shop. We have many things to look at." And she goes back through the threshold back into the back room and continues baking again. And then Jiminy just like opens his mouth and takes the lollipop out again and just like quickly bites through it and then puts the stick in his pocket.
Oh, I'm supposed to be on a diet.
Bite those. It's not good for your teeth.
Listen, emergency situations, you will understand when you're older and married. Actually, are you two together?
No.
Ah, well, my mistake then. By all means, shop through everything you like. Have a good time, linger if you will, it's the slow season.
She's like looking through like, ooh. Like, look at all these candies. Oh my gosh, everything looks so shiny. Oh my god.
Valerie's scratching her ear. What am I looking for exactly?
I can just
I
describe
have to
some
pick
stuff.
multiple things for, well, I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to be a secret, but I'm here for someone else.
What is it that you were looking for?
I wasn't told.
Or
You
this.
weren't told what to look for.
I was told to pick my personal favorites. But they told me that they didn't want anything to get stuck in their teeth, and that's most of the candy I would buy. Multiple sweet rolls never hurt anyone.
Hmm.
You have plenty of sweet rolls.
Valerie picks like a bag assorting a bunch of like different types of hard candies. It's like the medieval version of those gas station bags that just have like random shit in it.
Just you throw everything in, including yeah, it's a small brown paper bag essentially.
She picks up like 3 sweet rolls.
Yeah, sure. You take a few sweet rolls out and throw them in. Is there anything else that you want? There's like wheels of like black licorice. There's like dwarven root beer barrels, which are like the size of your fist. There is actual like sweet like liquids as well. If you wanted to like get like a sweetened beverage, they have those as well. There's various like a lot of the candy is like honey flavored or like based off of more natural stuff than like corn syrup. It's like, you know, sugar cane from faraway places. There's a lot of it's based on either honey. There's a few things that are like cocoa chocolate, but that's kind of new here and it's really expensive. But if you wanted to get some chocolate, you could. It's gonna be a relative luxury. Because that stuff gets imported from the south.
Valerie's looking over at the chocolate. Chocolate is a very widely liked thing. Very. I definitely do well to get some, but yikes.
Yeah, like a singular, like a bar of chocolate, like a, you know, the classic Willy Wonka looking bar of chocolate is gonna run you, I believe, like 2 gold pieces. Which is, you know, probably affordable for you as an adventurer who just got paid for killing hags, but like compared to like, you know, a few silver for sweet rolls, it's definitely like a wildly expensive sweet, but it's up to you.
So Valerie's gonna take one of those chocolate bars, the bag of assorted like hard candies and like maybe some gummies, lollipops in there, and 3 sweet rolls to the front desk.
Okay, let me just add that up real quick. Let's see here. Let's say sweet rolls are probably going to be 2 silver each, so 3 would be 6 silver, and then the gummies, assorted gummies and lollipops and stuff like that, I'm just going to eyeball coming out to about 3 silver. So the whole total is going to be, well, 2 gold and 9 silver. Do you want to say like, oh, I grab 1 more lollipop and just make it around 3 gold?
Well, it's fine. She got the free one. She's keeping that on her.
All right, there you go. So it's 2 gold, 9 silver.
She puts that on the counter and looks over at Azarine. Is there anything you wanted to buy at all?
I'm overwhelmed. There's too many things.
Maybe I can help you. What are you looking at?
I see these things, and she holds up she points at a display that says, "Warning, extremely sour." I don't know what this is.
Well, you know what sour means, right?
I've heard of it, but I haven't tried it myself. Is it similar
Valerie
to like?
has some kind of like devilish like smile on her face just because it's like I really want to know how she reacts to sour things.
I mean, is it dangerous? Like, am I gonna get hurt with it, or?
They wouldn't sell it at a candy shop for children if it's going to kill you.
I mean, I don't expect it to kill me. Just kind of like, does it hurt?
No, but it's more of an abrasive candy. I don't really know how to explain sour.
She
Acidic.
grabbed. That sounds very dangerous.
Well,
It is a Jiminy's secret. Are you sure you can handle it, young lass?
I don't know.
Only the strongest of constitution can handle this sour.
I mean, if I had to put a number to my constitution, it would probably be about a 2.
Oh yeah, you'd probably be fine.
Okay. I'm just gonna grab one of those. And she side-eyes the licorice and grabs a giant handful of the black licorice and puts it in her bag.
Monster. Jiminy, like, his face is just, like, covered in shadow.
yeah, but him and Valerie both look at each other like, nobody buys licorice.
It's quite delicious. We have it along the coast all the time.
Definitely have an acquired taste most people in Kirith don't.
She grabs like an extra 2 pieces.
You grab an extra 2 pieces. All right, so
How much?
sour and licorice together comes to be about 6 silver pieces.
6. All right.
Yeah.
What's 72 minus 6?
72 minus 6. We all need some like fucking calculators for Christmas.
I got it. I got 66 silver left.
I low-key have my phone on me on calculator mode at all times for D&D. It's just...
So 1 bag of licorice and sour.
All right. Anything else to take care of? Are you all set? Is your money balanced?
Yeah, I'm just looking for their spell slots.
Spell slots
Spell slots.
in the candy shop. What for?
Well,
How
I'm
many spell
assuming that.
slots does licorice have?
No, I'm looking for like at new spell slots. Like new
Oh,
spells.
okay. You
Because
did.
I got an
Licorice
extra
has
spell
one
slot.
spell slot, and the only thing it knows is power word death.
Licorice only is power word.
Kill.
Power word kill.
Power word death. This is
Which
special
I am-
licorice.
Which
How
is
big
what
is,
I am.
the chocolate bar?
It's like very classic Willy Wonka and like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like chocolate.
Okay, so it's fairly damn big.
Yeah, it's a like this
Hell
is
yeah.
like if you were trick or treating the house that handed out these, they'd be like legendary.
Man, hey, real quick, call out post for my fucking neighborhood, which is like a family neighborhood. No fucking kids came to my apartment. I
am
have like
very sorry.
I have big ass Kit Kats. I have
You were
big
ready,
ass
dude.
Hershey's, Reese's. Man, I was ready.
Yeah, we got like 4 people here. It's like the
I
trunk
mean, I
or
guess
treat
that means
thing.
you can keep it for yourself.
That's true, but I don't want to give myself.
You
a
can give them to
stomachache.
me.
You could just send them off.
Come
Yeah,
down
just
to
send 'em off.
fucking North Carolina, then, bitch. Get your
Fucking-
passport.
Get your goddamn
I
passport.
do have a passport, bitch.
Resuming with the game, Valerie, is there anything else that you wanted to do? This is technically your time to shine. So, by all means, continue forward. Oops, ping the map. Don't worry about that.
Honestly, I don't think so. I'd say she goes back to her home to like wait for everyone to regroup. And,
Sure. Do you have enough money to level up, and is that what you're spending it on?
Yes.
Okay. Just make sure you mark off 4
I
figures.
already have like a cute thing planned for the chocolate bar, so I don't have anything else.
Okay. Now we move to Brughild, which I assume is actually like picking up like tomorrow, or at least like several hours later.
I'm pretty sure like she might just go after me. I don't know.
She's like trying to like come back to the world of the normal living
Sure.
people. But like
Brookehild would know
she's
that
clearly.
I was just gonna say that your exhaustion will alleviate itself after you complete a long rest. So that's all I was gonna warn you. But you're free to do what you want with it anyway. It's not like I'm gonna ask you for ability checks.
Like she's not, she's not like falling asleep while standing or whatever. But she's clearly not feeling well. Like even though she glamored like all of the blood and goop out of her dress and whatnot and her hair, like. She looks terrible. Her eyes are just like not focused. She's like pale. She's pallid, like she looks sick. And she is not feeling well. Like she's walking off and she's like clutching at her torso and just.
Oof.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you like leave the office and kind of like the light is shining and bright in your face, essentially. Are you considering the concept of like, I need to go to the hospital? Like, there's the cathedral to the south, and it does double as a doctor.
Honestly, she really wants a bath.
All right, I mean, you can head back to
bath.
the jewelry shop. If you had anybody you wanted to interact with or anything, you can do so on the way back, or we could just say like, yeah, it's a few hours later, and we just come back to, we hard cut to like Brookehild like rising up out of the bathwater, the steaming hot bathwater, like wincing at the various burn marks across her chest.
I think Gareth was planning on helping her.
Oh, was Gareth planning on intercepting?
Well, I won't intercept. Like we can just say like if we want to.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you two can combine together by all means. What is it that you wanted to do?
Well.
The scene is yours.
Jump ahead, Ed? Oh, okay, it's mine now. Well,
we are in the Copperbell's office.
Yeah,
the scene is yours.
As he's going over to a desk to write 2 letters. Or to finish a letter and write another, he just kind of says to Brookehild, "Don't worry, we will be heading home shortly."
It's obvious that she's not feeling well because, like, she tries to glare at him, but it doesn't look like a glare. It's just like empty eyes. It's just like.
And so Gareth writes a letter and a half.
He doesn't even snoop.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I roll with disadvantage anyway, so.
Sure. Well,
maybe she just hobbles over and tries to read, but her eyes are just like.
Sure. For us, the play, obviously the characters don't know, but for us, the audience members, players, who are these letters to, Gareth?
Well, I'm finishing a letter to Setlica.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm writing an additional letter to Otto.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent both of them to you already.
Yeah, I've already seen them. Yeah, I know what they're contained within, but for the sake of tasty, like we as the audience. Brookehild limps over and is trying to look at the letters.
She really she's just hobbling.
He's not gonna hide it. I mean, he's writing.
That's fine. He's writing some letters.
Well, we have to pull up.
Whether or not, if you want to forward the letters to Brookehild, and she can read them now, or you can do that later.
I mean, she already read the Celica one.
All right.
I said that one to her already, but where did I put my fucking letter? Oh, it's on my laptop. I'll just re-download them. So you want me to read what they say, or?
I mean, I rolled a wonderful 12 of stealth. She probably just doesn't even try. She just hobbles over and she's like,
yeah, if they're shorter letters, then I say like, yeah, read them. Let's all hear. Even though we as the characters don't have this information, it's still fun to see the stuff that Gareth is doing and everybody's doing. So yeah, if they're like, if they're under a page, then yeah, by all means, let's hear.
Hold on, let me fucking extend this fucking window so I can see it without scrolling up.
You've done the hard work of actually writing out the letters anyway. You might as well read them to the class, right? So I mean,
yeah, all right. So the first one's to Celica, and this is one that he started during his short rest in the woods.
Oh, I actually didn't realize there was the same letters continued. Okay, continue.
Yeah,
but that's why he already sent it to me, because Brookehild already read that one.
Yeah, she already read that one. But yeah, so okay. Celica, I have longed for the simpler days of the Academy. Something has gone amiss in Windbow that is plunging it into chaos. Fort Dullahan has fallen, and the Inquisition is currently mobile across the continent. Do not worry, as I am alive and well. Your necklace has kept me safe all these years. I will be curt. I have been falsely branded a traitor by the Inquisition. I am now searching for the truth behind these vile acts to clear my name and bring those responsible to light. I fear that this is quite do much for me, however, as those who claim who claim to serve the Dark Eye Prince are also marching from town to town. There is much I am unsure of. I am currently with 3 others who I also believe to be innocent of the crimes that they have been condemned for. We were branded by something claiming to be the Twin Tails, which seem to be the source of it all. And actually, in the margins of the letter, you can see a crude drawing.
Crude dragon drawing?
Of his mark, of the brand.
All right.
Let's see. Ace would be quite happy to hear that Otto and I do not see eye to eye anymore. Speaking of, do you know where that hothead is stationed nowadays? I am unsure how much help I could gain from him, but in all honesty, I could benefit from seeing a familiar face. I am currently assisting the Riverport Corps in removing some neighboring hags from their forests in order to secure transport to Queen's Landing. If you receive a sum from them, then I am sorry. Any knowledge you could pass for me would give me a direction. Even if it's nothing in the end, seeing your reply would set my heart at ease. I will be checking the Merchant's Inns at Cape Solomon. Please use my family's name in addressing. I would hate to drag you down. Your friend, Gareth Durand, former guard captain of the Inquisition, Fort Delahan. P.S. I have made some discoveries since writing. My emblem is one of death, it seems. Unfortunate. However, more importantly, I have learned of an ancient deity named the Morrigan. I hate to ask even more of you, but please, any information on its history and impact could be key to me finding the truth, be it comforting or grim. And that's his first letter. It's a longer letter than the one to Otto.
Okay. And the next one that you seal up?
Is Otto. Otto, I have sighted an army that bears the banner of the Dark-Eyed Prince whom sacked Fort Delahan, marching eastward just south of Kira as I left. I am unsure yet wary of their intentions, and I worry for Kira's populace. I have left a similar message with the Riverport Corps before fleeing myself. I wish I could stand by your side and lead the charge against the army, but I know I have lost that place. I shall remain longing until I have cleared the innocent's name and bring those responsible to justice. Yours in service, Gareth Kelmudrand, former guard captain of the Inquisition.
All right. You seal up these 2 letters and...
so he seals that letter. Like, the first one, he just, he pays for postage or whatever, and that's being sent to the capital.
Okay. I am going to pull up the map, and I'm going to count a little something. You are sending a letter that is a commercial thing. It is going to cost to Port Solomon, you say?
Not Port Solomon. No. That's where I will be reading, looking for a response.
Oh, okay. It's
God. I'm sending it to Gracia Tapel.
Oh Lord. Okay, yeah. That's gonna be a little expensive. I'm just gonna warn you.
I know it is.
Okay.
And Gareth is still doing it.
That's fine. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. But you do pay, and hopefully you can afford it. It might just wipe you out, but we'll see.
Yeah. And then I'm also paying for one of the messenger boys who are here.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna find him, hand him the letter, and say, "Please send this post haste to the Inquisition." And then, Gareth would know how much it would cost to send an express letter.
An express, you hand the letter off to the messenger within the city, and if within the city is I'm just gonna go say a silver, just a silver piece to send it off. And if you wanted to give him, if you want to tip him a silver or 2, you can be sure that it'll be there in a few minutes. Otherwise, this guy's probably just gonna do his leisurely pace to the city to deliver the letter.
You'll give him 5 silver.
Okay, you give the boy 5 silver, and he goes, "Whoa, jeez, oh, all right." And he scoots off on his little footpad, essentially. He gets outside and just starts kind of running down, doing a little jog, fit child.
You really should have hired Blueberry the Hobbit.
Blueberry the Hobbit.
Bastard.
But yeah, he takes down the roads, and that he'll have the letter there within the half hour, essentially.
Excellent.
And the other one is just going to wait in the Riverboat Corps postage box until it can get to the right people, and it's just going to be, might be days, might be weeks.
Yeah, well, he's done here. And he is going to kind of walk back over to Brookehild, not responding to her little comment. Fucking comment. He's like,
"You cheesy bastard.
It's time we get going, dwarf. Can you walk or should I carry you?"
Don't touch me, you dog."
Excellent.
He hobbles along very pathetically.
he walks at his normal pace, which is quite
5 times faster than
5 times speed.
But as he walks, he's actually going to be stopping at one of the bars.
Mm-hmm.
Which is this is a bar that's like on the way, like not out of the way.
Sure, you pop in real quick. Are you sure you want a bar, or do you even just want like a grocer? Because I think I know what you're looking for.
Fine, a grocer.
Okay, yeah, you stop in at one of the local places that can to serve you what you want. And I think you're here to buy some liquor.
Yes.
Okay, all that it comes down to is what kind of liquor and what quality do you want? You want to drink like 3 before you have to make a Constitution saving throw, or do you want a shot and then a Constitution saving throw?
Probably 3 and then Constitution.
All right,
saving throw.
something you can savor. All right, that's fine.
It's so tell me how much it is a bottle.
For a whole bottle of, let's say, how about some classic casked whiskey from the local Kirith?
Excellent.
That's going to be about 8 silver.
Our love of alcohol is taking a lot of place in this campaign and in the world building.
Garrett puts down 5 gold.
You put down 5 gold and just place it. The guy looks at it. The man with the big mustache and the poor guy just looks at it and just goes, "Oh, do you want more?" Oh, he just turns around and just goes, "Okay," and he just puts 1, 2, how many 5? I added some. That's like 4 bottles at least with some change left over.
Yeah, because if it's not 5, 4 gold. My bad. Sorry.
4 gold. You put 4 gold.
I add 2 more.
Okay.
Good heavens!
6
this
gold.
guy has to be smashed to go.
He puts those liquor bottles into like a little wooden like crate essentially, and he slides it over the counter. Up behind him, you see a bunch of like large barrels on their sides with spigots, and like this is a brew place essentially. And he goes, "All right, well, you enjoy your party."
And he's gonna head off.
He takes your gold and just goes, "Oh man, that guy's gonna get fucking sloshed."
And he's gonna be at Valerie's place now.
Okay. You deposit the dwarf, Brookild. We're back and forth between you and Gareth.
Deposit the dwarf.
Deposit the dwarf.
Implying even if he were carrying her, he would take the time to place her down. She'd be like, no, he would fucking chuck her on the couch. Fuck off.
Yeah.
But no, she hobbles in.
Just walk in the door, like case of hard liquor under one arm, and then Brughild under the other.
she's ass forward.
Mallory is sitting on the couch and just looks at Gareth and smirks and gives a snide remark. I didn't want to drink that badly tonight.
Speak for yourself.
Anyway, here you go, big guy. I have more. She tosses Gareth a bag.
Gareth drops. We're gonna catch
Cannon. It's a shortfall, no damage, but it is surprising as Brukel's like, whoa, and then has to catch herself.
She was already
very
like starting to struggle to get out because she really wants to just like sit in a hot bath and like.
Sure.
So she just flops to the ground, barely realizes that she's been dropped, and she's just like, oh.
Not even putting on a fight.
Thank you.
She walks upstairs, like, shucking
That might be good for after dinner, maybe. Well, no, they're hot. Or maybe for lunch, maybe. That might be good as well.
It'd be preferred to eat them a little sooner, but yeah, just walk over that way because I'm not going to throw sticky treats at you.
Fair enough.
Azrine's got like a piece of licorice, like
make him hold them on his
like
nose,
flipping through the original, like the the books that she took.
Oh, cute.
Like the
I see. You were successul in finding. Oh wait, did she take the first book or the second book or just the?
This is the history of northerly
okay.
sea ruins, but she also has like a notebook of like things that she wrote down from the library as well, and she's like flipping through the deck, like making sure that the like every single card is blank except for the one from the Morrigan, and she's got like spread out.
I like how every character has their own respective rooms that are far more comfortable, and all of them decide to hang out in the living room.
Listen, communal space. Why doesn't,
I don't know. I'm out here having a hot bath.
Yeah, Brookild limps down the hall and disappears into the bathroom.
Yeah, she's a bit antisocial, but
Azrine, why don't you roll a just general intelligence check for me?
I'm not smart.
Well, that's okay because
Well,
you're determined
I
now.
think you're smart enough.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Azarine, you're dedicated, and I'm just gonna say that with a 16, you've basically been trying to like transcribe like passages out of the book like into your own notebook, as well as like trying to learn as much as you can. Was your intent to just take this book and forever and just keep it, or were you gonna try and return it at the library?
Yeah.
That's fine. I was just wondering.
She wants to keep it.
You go to keep it, and that's fine. But you're doing
Breaking
good
that old
notes.
lady's heart.
No, listen. It's a big
Okay.
place.
She probably leaves like, you know what? I'm gonna preemptively leave a gold somewhere just to be like, oh, I paid for it. Technically.
Can I interest you in 2 gold because that was the original charge, and that would pay for a new
Yeah.
book essentially. Okay, yeah, to leave 2 gold behind.
Yeah.
Later, if we, just the audience, just us players, we see the librarian kind of like closing down for the night, and she goes down the hall, and in the space where that book was, on the shelf are little 2 gold pieces, and she picks it up and just goes, "All right," and goes back to going through her business.
My conscience is clear.
Conscious is clear.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, want to do the right thing, quote unquote. Just it's, expediency is required, unfortunately.
I'm a good person.
Can I, as DM, gonna step in real quick? I'm gonna go left to right. Azarine, Valerie, Brewkild, and Gareth. How many rations do you have? Because you guys are about to go on a travel.
I have 19.
19.
How do you have 19 rations?
I'm a
Gareth has
soldier.
food for like the next month.
He's
I'm
pretty
a-
good. Yeah, I think he
and
found
a
some as
lot
well.
of that is actually, yeah, no, I think. Hold on, I know I bought some rations. I think
Fogwood
but,
Mill, you found some as well.
Yeah,
So there's
but,
been slowly collecting them.
have the soldier background gives you a shit ton of rations for some.
However, what I think I'm about to learn is that like Gareth has 19 and everyone else has like 2. So I think there might be a redistribution of.
You're not far off. I've only got 3.
Okay,
I
Azarine
have
has 3.
6.
Brewkild has
I've been
6.
fairly okay. I have 8.
Okay, what's the total? Let's see here, 19. Because like what it comes down to is whatever the total is divided by 4 is how many days you can go. So 19 plus 3 from Azarine plus 6 from Brewkild plus 8 from Valerie.
Yeah, I know we were able to skip rations a few times because we spent a few mornings at Valerie's.
Yeah, so you haven't been eating it. Okay, you have enough rations for 9 days between the 4 of you. Do you guys feel comfortable with that?
Well, I mean, are they comfortable with soldier rations? Is the question.
Valerie can eat them just fine, but it's a matter of I don't have enough.
I want my calamari.
Yeah, there you have it.
Ironically, you guys actually have you have 36 rations in total between all 4 of you. So if you divided them evenly by 4, you'd get 9 each if you wanted to redistribute them right now, just to like take care of that. It's up to, I guess they're technically mostly Gareth's though, so it's kind of
It's up to Gareth.
Well,
a question for Gareth.
if they're happy with salted pork, hard bread,
Mashed potatoes.
Hey, it's not rocks.
not rocks. That is true.
And you
Does
might be able to
that mean Brewkill
scavenge.
has infinite rations?
No.
This just eats. No, you don't
Very-
eat any rock.
yeah,
What the
not to-
fuck?
What the
Oh
fuck is
yeah,
wrong
let me
with
just
you?
go
Explicit
outside and
rock.
eat
Am
the
I-
grass
am I-
because I
am I
eat like
goddamn
spinach
animal?
too.
Yeah, it's like the Goron fucking argument all over again.
Yeah,
Okay.
bitch.
If you guys feel like that's fine, you guys can all just mark I have 9 rations each, and then you
I could
guys
do
have
that,
9
or
days.
I could have an excuse to bother Gareth every single
You
morning.
could do that, in which case, never mind.
Gareth, would you mind if I took 6 rations from you?
No skin off my teeth. Go ahead. And like he
Okay.
kind of opens his bag, kind of hands you like compressed like satches of fucking
Literally MREs.
yeah. It's literally MRE. Yeah, it's old timey MREs.
Yeah, it's not great. You guys might be able to scrounge for some stuff along the way,
Steven,
though.
1988 would love those.
Valerie looks up at Gareth.
Do you?
Are you comfortable eating these all the time?
They're fine. He likes salted pork. He does. It's like thick
It's
or
still real
jerky.
food. Yeah, it's still
Yeah, it's
real
still
food.
real food. It's
It's
not,
not
like
more
fake
of
food.
like Valerie insulting him. It's more like I've had to eat these before and I don't like them.
It's just a moment of empathy, is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Why do you think he asked you for all that fucking game?
listen, he's done so many things.
Oh, by the way, how much is that going to weigh on me? Just so I can have candy
much is-
on my inventory.
Oh, it's just half a pound. It's just half a
I
pound of
can't
candy.
fucking believe Gareth was like had to secretly ask because he wanted candy. Like, what a child.
Half a pound.
I'm gonna beat him up.
Anybody who
Valerie
bought
has,
candy
like
put
his
half a
fucking
pound of candy.
therapist at this point. It's the only person you can trust with just random childish. Hey, can you go get me candy?
Listen, it feels good. Yeah, just mark down half a pound of candy for Valerie and Nazarene and Gareth. Like that's sweet rolls. Like they don't weigh a lot.
Wow, nobody's sharing with Brookhill.
Well, Brookhill just beat
She
antisocial.
It's okay, she's an asshole.
Azrain like holds out like a piece of licorice. She's like, would you like some licorice?
I wanna die.
Brookhill
Okay.
returns back to her
And then-
darkness.
She
probably
pulls
loves
out the little ball that she got of sour, and she just kind of stares at it, and she's like, should I?
Do you want to eat it now?
Constitution save.
I don't know.
Valerie's being very friendly about it, but she very clearly wants Azarine to eat it really badly.
I mean, if you won't, I will.
No, don't take this away from her.
Goes out of her way to stop Gareth from taking it. I suppose. And she's got like a little glass of water like next to her, just in case, because she's afraid. She's got water. And she eats it.
What is the Constitution on that one?
I don't know.
Roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
19! I am fine!
Oof! Oh, you pop it in your mouth, and for a moment, there's just this overwhelming sensation, but you begin to maintain control on it. For a second, you look like this image that I've just posted into general chat, but it subsides as you suck on it, you chew it, it feels good, it's delicious, it's sweet.
That initial expression was the face I was looking for.
It's just a moment of surprise and some watering eyes as you're kind of like, whoa, powerful, but then it subsides, and you're like, okay, this is not so bad, it's pretty good.
It's actually very good. I enjoy this. Like, aside from that initial, like, reaction, like, ooh, like, not what I was expecting, she's like, oh, kind of like eating a lemon head without really expecting it.
I mean, this might be the first time Azarine's ever eaten anything sour before. So this is kind of a moment of like, whoa, just like new taste sensation. Besides like maybe like lemons, like you probably had like fruit that has been sour before. So, but
She's had like lemon bread. Like her favorite thing is like lemon raspberry like cake.
Yeah, something sweet like that. It reminds you similarly of that. It's just packed into a solid form somehow, which is pretty interesting. Do you guys do? I'm gonna go back to Brookhild real quick, just because I wanted to have her kind of like soaking essentially. Brookhild, I mean, as you get into the bath and kind of like disrobe and kind of go through the process of maybe like letting down that magical barrier, you look in the mirror and you are basically just like covered in like gunk, like on your eye, like your eyes are like bloodshot, like your hair is completely disheveled. There's like blood like on your hands, and you kind of like tenderly poke at like your collarbone and like descending down your torso is like this rather grotesque burn mark from having been struck by a lightning bolt.
She's been feeling off, and she's been kind of like putting all of that at the back of her head, but seeing her body look like absolutely destroyed like that, like Brookhild is a noble. She's suffered little more than minor injuries, like a knife slipping when cutting something, or just falling down the stairs because she was too drunk. But no, this is something else entirely. And she sees, I don't know if there's like mirrors in Valerie's bathroom. I assume so. It's a bathroom.
Yeah, it's a well-off home.
And she just falls to her knees and she clutches at her chest and her torso and she starts crying.
All right.
Because there's nothing else she can do. She's completely lost. She feels like none of this should have happened to her ever. She has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, Brookhild, you kind of have a major breakdown moment in the bathroom. while the water runs and you wait for it to heat up in the bathtub, but maybe that's just kind of been left far behind as you forget about it. Everybody roll a perception check for me. Okay. Valerie, off in the far
Nice.
distance, very quietly, you kind of like, you hear little whimpers and hiccups coming from your bathroom, and you are the only one who hears that. You don't necessarily have to act on it, but for the sake of characterization and being true to the characters being within like 20-foot earshot distance, yeah, you do kind of hear. It sounds like Brookhild's having a moment in your bathroom.
I feel like Valerie would try to be a good acquaintance of Brookhild. I don't think Brookhild likes her. But Valerie walks upstairs and knocks on the door. Are you alright in there?
There's no reply. There's only whimpering and
Sound of running water. Minor sniffles. Up to you to decide what you do with this information, Valerie.
Being very, very cautious. Like I hear water, so she's probably not closed. She like cracks the door open.
no,
And,
she's
like,
fine.
doesn't
She's,
look
like
up.
she's in her underdress because her dress has like 20,000 layers. You know,
She's
for
on- she's in
snowballs, but
layer
she's
4.
clothed. Yeah. Like the equivalent of like pajamas. Like it's nothing indecent. But she's on the ground in front of your mirror, crying her eyes out and like clawing at her hair and her skin, and she's just she's like fucking losing it.
Alright, beats around the corner. I don't know our talking terms, but if you want to vent to anyone, I'm here. It's my home. I should accompany my guests when they are feeling down.
She turns to Valerie, and the bluish purple scar that like runs around like all over, like from her leg to her collarbone, like, you know, it's so stark against her usually pristine skin with like the occasional beauty mark, and now she has that horrible scar and some burn marks, and just she looks fucking terrible. That's not even mentioning all of the witch blood goop bullshit going on. Just
There's a lot of otherworldly fluids upon Brookhill.
none of them are fun. I'm not supposed to be here.
You mean the whole adventuring lifestyle, right?
You know, soldiers and travelers and adventurers, and I don't belong here. I should be
I
home,
understand.
sleeping on silken beds and drinking the most expensive of wine, and I should be afraid of what I'm gonna wear tomorrow. If the rain will screw up my hair, I shouldn't be afraid of dying. And she's holding herself like with her arms, and she's shaking, sitting on the ground. Just
Valerie gives a very empathetic sigh. I, for one, definitely can actually relate to you on that. Wasn't always. I was perfect at this, and I was good at adventuring that. I started out as a goddamn jeweler with a perfect family. Valerie sits on, like, the edge of the tub. I've definitely been in your place, and it's hard.
you were younger. I've never known any of this. I don't know what to do. I want to go home.
Valerie looks down for a moment because she's not exactly sure what to say to Brookhild, because she can't just say, like, then go home, because it's not easy. That's not gonna happen.
Home exploded.
If you want, I can assist you in whatever way I can, whether you have questions about adventuring or just wanting a friend to listen to you.
She kind of nods, but it's not clear if she understands like the implications, of saying that. She's like she stares at herself in the mirror and she touches her absolutely gross face. And she's just I just don't know what to do. I'm not meant for this. I don't belong here. I shouldn't bother you all with my nonsense. You should go on without me.
You know, none of us are going to do that. We have these brands whether we like it or not, and we're going to stay a team. And no, that doesn't mean I feel forced to be with you. Been with my fair share of people that have been 20 times as bad as you.
Suppose that's quite a compliment.
Yeah, 20 times is being on a fancy little nice journey. We're all offered nothing more than 10 gold pieces, and one of our party mates, so on, so wants to kill us for all of it.
I thought about that, right?
What, killing us? Valeria just leans back on the tub and she almost like slips into the water and she gets herself.
I mean, playing the hostage card, these bandits are ransoming me. I just wanted to leave, I didn't want any of this. And I suppose you didn't want it either. I mean, none of us.
Nobody asked
signed
for a
up for
brand
this.
on their shoulder.
But at least you guys know what you're doing. And you know who you are and you know what to do. Right?
Well, actually, I've been having a lot of trouble keeping it together myself. I guess it's been so many years I hold that adventure exterior, but honestly, I don't know how to achieve my goal. I want peace between magic and people that dislike magic. How the hell do you achieve that?
Brookhill looks down and she wipes tears off of her face. Well, tears and gunk. She nods. It's a noble thing you're doing,
I appreciate it. Not a lot of people see it that way.
I mean, from what we've seen, right? Maybe magic isn't the best of things. I mean, look at those hags. And that Morrigan.
I've always held a firm belief that if evil exists in every person, and if that consumes people, evil will always find a way, magic or not. I've been at the hands of the mercy of both, and if you're willing to change the world and you want to do that, if you have magic, that's only going to be another tool to you to achieve what you want, and so vice versa.
Brookhill can agree with that. I mean, magic is a tool. People are a tool. Manipulating people is a tool. She nods along. But
it's hard to accept the fact that we're all being punished for the actions of one individual, Especially having to virtually genocide our own cultures.
I understand. Thank you.
But too late, I guess. Not all of us have been professional adventurers. No one gets born into the world with a sword and shield in each arm. We've all been in your place, and while it seems impossible, try to believe that you can do this. I've definitely spent my times, even recently, crying alone, and it's not a good feeling. No one should have to do that, including yourself.
Brooke nods slowly, and she pulls herself up. She puts a finger in the bathwater, you know, like if it's still hot, and she's. I think I should, you know, get on with it before the water gets cold.
For sure. Just hang in there. Feel free to talk to me again if you're feeling down.
Yeah.
Valerie leaves the bathroom and leaves Brookehill to her washing.
All right. The rest of the night passes relatively without issue.
So I know Azarine already took off their money. Did Valerie and Brookehill also level up, or?
Yeah, who's leveling
I
up?
want to, but I did get a moment.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought that was going to be like off session stuff because
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Oh, no,
did
we're
y'all
not.
mark off the money.
Yeah, mark off the money now if you're gonna do it. But other than that, I'm gonna. Yeah,
How much money is that if I'm going to level up?
450.
450.
Yeah.
450
Oh.
GP to level up.
I did already go through the process since mine wasn't
That's fine.
super.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah,
doing
it
it in
was-
quiet by yourself
It's a
on the
shout
side,
out.
then
To me, being the richest party member now, get fucked.
yeah.
Well-
Gareth being the richest because he is not leveling up.
Oh.
I think
Wow.
everyone's
I
deciding.
was too broke.
Yeah, everybody except for Gareth is going to level up, and we can either do that outside, or
Wait.
if you've been doing it quietly now this entire time, then by all means
Wait.
that's fine too.
Gareth, how far away are you from being able to level up?
I'm at 390 now.
390?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's pretty far. He had a lot of stuff he wanted to do that required funds.
Coco. How much?
Well, hey, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, because even before, like moment one after getting the money, I didn't have enough. So.
I mean, I was like, hey, like, maybe I could assist in that with a little bit. Like, if you were only, like, a couple of gold short, I was
No,
gonna
I'm
work
60
it over.
gold.
Yeah,
shit.
I only have 11 gold and 66
Oof.
silver.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
this'll
no,
happen. This
No,
is fine.
I'm ready for my soul level 1 run of the campaign.
Oh, moment of DM, like, revealing secrets. Part of why I wanted to try out this system of buying the next level up is because I did hope and kind of think that this would happen, where, like, there might be this asymmetry that develops where some people are level up and some people aren't. I thought that might be cool and might be interesting, and it probably won't last for very long since he's only 60 gold away. But I also remember this is Salty, who is like, you roll all the damage dice in front of me so I can die like a man. So him having to be forced to stay at level 3 while everyone else is level 4 is something that we're all ready for. But I kind of figured this might happen. And it's totally, it is what it is.
Cap,
yeah.
what were you going to say?
No, I was gonna say I could give you some, but I don't have like 60 extra. I have like 40.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
don't expect any charity.
I don't think all you guys together, but it won't matter too much. It's not going to be until, like, obviously I will start, like, raising the difficulty of stuff as you guys go deeper and deeper into this campaign, and if Gareth stays to level 3 the entire time, then, it'll just be more challenge for him, but it also means more, it just maximizes his heroism. That's between him and himself if he wants to stay lower level. Because I kind of assumed, like, for example, I was like, Valerie might decide, like, I'm going to go find that Kenku, and I'm going to go buy that magical musical item that would make me crazy powerful, but it also mean that I'm basically one level behind because now I can't. But I bought this really cool magical item, and I wanted stuff like that to happen at different kind of times. So I'm excited. Gareth got heavy armor, and he's also sending off a letter to, like, NPCs and stuff like that. So he's still getting good stuff. It's just it's in different forms than a level up.
If we're just gonna, like, time skip to when we go onto the boat, I do in the morning want to knock on Brookfield's door.
Is there anything that's going to happen between now and the morning?
Gareth's
After-
gonna wash up.
Okay.
Too.
Everyone washes up for the most
Besides
part.
besides us washing up
Yeah.
and stuff.
There's no like
Right.
important like I need to talk to this NPC or anything. Is there?
Yeah, well, I do want to say this, like, because I don't think I ever like kind of did a normal evening routine for Gareth.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
just
How about you
real
tell me?
quick in the bath, like kind of for the audience, he is hesitant to get in, but he does get in. But he
Oh,
stays,
I always
like-
wondered.
Yeah, he stays like chest like out of the water, and he actually uses this like he has like his own this like
Like a rat.
bit kind of like rag cloth, and he keeps it kind of balled up. He doesn't
Mhm.
have it like spread out or anything, and he just kind of just rubs in small circles kind of
Sure.
around it, and like he almost uses like the rag like at like a point almost like on his finger as he washes his face, like
Sure.
no bigger than his own like a single finger as he like washes his face.
I don't mean this as a joke, but he does essentially like do like a sponge bath.
Yeah,
Okay, that's totally fine. I always
like
wondered that.
he sits in the tub. He does sit in the tub, but.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting to know. I'm glad that we I was interested for a while, and all right, yeah, now we have everybody's nightly routine.
I'm not like.
Brookild, is there something else you wanted to do before the night is done?
Okay.
Did you want to try and spy?
I'm wondering. No.
Oh,
I'm wondering if Valerie was convincing enough for Brookhill to
ooh, that's
ignore her original plan.
that's between you and you. You can take some time to
Well,
think about
hey,
it.
if you want to percentile die,
That's like your own character stuff based
Yeah.
on their
Yeah.
interaction and how much
Yeah.
impact it had
Yeah,
to you, I guess.
Ooh,
remember,
hmm.
like I mean, I rolled a die when I was unsure.
Is there anything that anybody might want to do tonight that would give Brookild some chance to think about whether or not think on Valerie's words?
Me.
Azarine, what do you
he's
do?
gonna start. Oh, sorry.
She was first. Sorry, that's all.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I knock on
You can
Brookill's
wait
door.
until morning,
wait,
that's
you-
fine.
It's the night that you're knocking
Okay.
on Brookild's door. So this
Oh.
would happen, or are you doing this? This is, I'm
I
in
mean,
theory asking the
Are-
night
Are you
before.
waiting till
Kind
the
of like
morning?
I was waiting until like almost like in the morning, like
I
like not
think-
super early, but like not
I
like
think what Brookhild wanted to do and is considering right now, if she does or does
Yeah.
not do, is going to be like tonight. So this would
Oh.
be
Well,
before then anyway.
Okay,
after-
okay.
Gareth.
Salty, heads or tails?
Has,
Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're gonna
Alright.
find out if Brookhild does something or if the course of history has been changed by Valerie's words.
Oh shit! All right, okay.
All right, Brookhild. What do you do in the ending of the night? Everyone else, I guess, is getting ready to go to bed or already in bed, and I'm not gonna have everyone
he's
describe what
enjoying
they
a
do.
bit of
in
the
time.
Once
Candy
again,
liquor.
Valerie is a bit hesitant to knock on Helena's door, but she slips her note she wrote under Helena's door.
All right, and
Gareth is
Brookhild.
enjoying
Yeah.
alcohol and a little bit of candy
Sounds
before
good.
bed.
Brookhild.
Still very tired, but clean now. Brookhild heads over to the living room and slings her bag on the couch and sits next to it, and she's thinking. You know when you can see when someone is like figuring out what they're going to say. You know, you can see the cogs turning in their head.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the cogs turning in her head, and she
I assume you
puts
have
a
your book
hand
with you.
out for some. I mean, actually, she did buy some of that booze,
Yeah, you can drink with Gareth if you want.
so she wants some of it. She paid for it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he hands you a bottle and just says, "Cheers."
Skål. Let's see. Takes a good swig.
Mm.
Taps her cheeks. Feels good. Get him some good whiskey in her dwarf veins.
Mhm.
And she doesn't look at him though.
No,
fact, it's
he's
almost
not
as-
looking at her either.
It's almost as if she makes an effort to avoid looking at Gareth in any way, shape, or form. And she starts fiddling with her bag. And she takes out a very specific book.
Mm.
And she chucks it at him.
Shit. I guess I should roll like acrobatics or
Roll,
something.
yeah, roll dexterity
mean-
saving throw to avoid having something thrown at you at point blank range. Nope.
No.
Man, he's holding alcohol too. Doesn't
I
he
mean,
spill it on
she
himself.
doesn't chuck it like violently. She's just like, I mean, like throws it on his lap or something. Like they're sitting like in the living room.
I mean, does it land or does it float? That's my also question.
I don't know.
Like,
Oh, it lands
Right?
squarely in your lap with quite a surprise. You barely struggle to contain your whiskey. Some spills on your armor, but not on the upholstery.
Hillary, actually, no, Helena would kill you.
What are you doing?
Don't you want it? You've been bothering me about it forever.
Has he? Have I?
Yeah, you've been
Out of
suspicious
character.
about it.
I've been suspicious, but I don't think I've ever told
I
her to
mean,
give it to
the
me.
first thing he did was break into her house to arrest her over that book.
Yes, but that was because that was my job.
Well, it's a callback to it.
Well, that was my duty. I haven't spoken of this since.
That whole adventuring thing, it's not for me. I'm supposed to be home. I have a duty too, you know, to my family and everything. She has another hefty swig of whiskey.
Gareth, while still holding the bottle, he's just gonna open the book cover.
Sure, roll an Arcana.
Fuck.
No. You peek under the covers. You look underneath the book cover, and the first page of a book is always blank, so you maybe flip in a few. And you can actually see as like ink and words and diagrams like recedes away, like bleeds deeper into the page until there's nothing left but blank white pages.
I don't think the thing likes me.
I don't know what it does. I don't know what it likes. I don't know what it wants. But it's brought no good to me.
Kept you alive, has it not?
I don't know. Has it? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that book. And for you, for that matter.
Aye, that might be true. But you can't exactly change the past. You know I'm not meant to be here either.
She spends a moment thinking about that. That's your own problem.
Then this problem is your own as well.
You're terrible, you know.
In what way?
Quicker to list the ways you're not. She holds a hand out, like, sort of half-heartedly, you know, like, getting the book back. Whatever the book does, I don't know. But
Back into your hands. Floats out of Gareth's lap and back into your hands.
She sighs and flops down on the couch next to her. I just don't know what to do. Although, I suppose none of us do, eh?
That is true. But it's not exactly what I know I can't do is return to what I used to be. Not as it is. That much has been made abundantly clear to me.
Maybe you're right. Maybe we have to get through this to go back to who we were.
That is my thought process, yes.
What a pain. At least could they have sent me an Inquisitor that's less rigid and sour? Jeez.
I would prefer not to be working with such a foul-mouthed criminal myself, but Those are the cards we have been dealt.
Blows a raspberry in his direction, but like sort of with a sort of a half smile.
Gareth just falls quiet and just picks one of the candies from the bag that's in his lap and just lightly tosses it at the dwarf before downing another shot straight from the bottle.
For you two, is the goal to get drunk tonight?
No.
Okay.
I mean, people might want to get tipsy.
Is Azarine still awake, actually?
I think at this point, everyone's
pretty-
kind of gone to bed, and this is like Gareth like reading as he usually does before he goes to bed. Like it's probably like 11:30 at night, 12 o'clock midnight. If you guys, if you really, really wanted to be awake, or you wanted to go do something with Azarine and wake her up.
He's not reading currently. He doesn't have his glasses on.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was more asking if everyone in the party is awake right now.
I'm awake.
I mean, Azarine's probably like just getting out of the bath.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think that people might be awake, but I don't want to be like, oh yeah, and Valerie and Azarine have been sitting across from Brookhill the entire time while they had this deep heart conversation. So yeah, you guys can be awake, but...
No, Valerie and Azarine are upstairs. Valerie and Azarine are upstairs. Brookhill and Gareth had their moment.
Yeah, sure. I don't mind if anybody's like still awake because they want to do something. It's just I'm always like wary of like, oh, and it turns out that NPC was just standing there the entire time while you had that.
Oh, hey there, Copperbell. How are you?
Oh, hey, guys. Yes, I did.
Capital.
Copperbell. I'll always rule that like, unless we were stating that person was there at the beginning of the deep heartfelt conversation, you're somewhere else doing something. God knows what, but you were just you were predisposed. Copperbell's outside waiting for his fucking rematch with Dragon Chess. But yeah, I guess
I didn't play my rematch with Copperbell. Fuck.
Well, there's still time. Valerie and Azarine, I think at this point, is there anything else that anybody wanted to do before we go to bed and have like a long rest?
Gareth downs half of that bottle.
I was literally gonna just have like one more cute moment.
Go for it.
Yeah, you can just come into the room just now after
Go
that.
for it.
That's what I planned actually.
Oh, nice.
While she's like
sorry.
staring at this suite, wondering what the fuck that is.
Yeah, I didn't want to assume, by the way, or anything. I just wanted to make sure I laid down like ground rules going forward.
Yeah, no worries. Valerie knocks on like the bathroom door. Are you changing? Oh.
Azarine opens the door. Her hair is still sopping wet, and she's got like her pajamas on. Yes. If you need to take a bath, it's all set. I apologize for taking a while.
I took one while no one else was here. But come downstairs.
Okay. And she follows downstairs.
Might actually be a more friendly surprise for you because I doubt you've had it.
If it's more alcohol, I will decline.
I don't want to drink either.
Okay. Thank goodness.
They both walk into the living room.
Yeah, everybody's now in the living room.
Evening.
I have a surprise for everyone. It might be a little lame, but it might cheer everyone up because it's actually, I've never had it before, and it seems like a very big delicacy, and it's new. She takes out like a huge ass chocolate bar.
And where is it from again, Gray?
Chocolate is imported from the south of Winthrow, nearby from across the Yin Sea. Wukasong is the place that imports it. It's like a Chinese sort of like analog, I suppose you'd call it.
So it's across, it's like past Emerald Isle and all that shit?
Nope, not from Gratiotepel, it's from even further south.
No, from the the islands.
Oh yeah, it's from
past
like
Emerald Isle.
Yeah, it's from like the South Seas. Around
okay, yeah, okay. Oh, didn't know you bought that as well. I've only had that about twice myself.
What is that?
That's
It was
chocolate.
literally the only one in the candy store, and the guy was talking it up pretty big. I know what chocolate is, but I've never actually had it because, well, didn't always have a house like this.
Quite nice, I can tell you that.
Ooh.
And I wanted to share it, because it is gigantic.
Are you sure? I mean, this probably costs a lot.
Don't worry,
It did,
it won't
and
get you
that's
drunk.
why I want to share it.
Thank you.
Come on, nice moments like this are better spent than just sitting in my room and feeling like a glutton.
Valerie avoids the sin of sloth and gluttony, and is spared
She
from the
says
bad end.
after fucking like, didn't you still spend under 4 gold?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you made a profit.
Oh, I didn't realize that Gareth was the one who paid for it. To be honest with you, I forgot, or if I ever knew to begin with.
I thought
Oh,
Gareth
God.
paid for the sweets that he already had. Like,
Most of it actually
Oh,
costed
man.
my silver, to be honest.
Oh yeah, because of the weird exchange rate. All right, well, I guess Valerie, you do break into 4 equal pieces, like to use all at once right now, or are you like doing half of it breaking? Like, how long do you want to stretch out this chocolate? Knowing what
This is
size
one
it is.
moment. This is one cute moment, so it's like everyone gets a bigger piece of.
Sure, you
Chocolate.
cut it into quarters with your knife. You cut it down the sides, and down the everyone gets a small little cube to savor chocolate, which is a rarity in these parts.
Yeah. Gareth will break off half of what he's given and save half of it.
Sure.
He automatically does that, and he just kind of puts the thing on his
Is
tongue.
Garrett's hidden character trait the fact that he loves sweets?
Yes, he has a massive sweet tooth.
Yep, bro. This
That
is
is
the
like
sin.
that's literally in his character sheet.
Oh my god.
I've been staring at this for information for a while, and I was like, well, I hope they get to a town at some point. And it was like,
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, all right. Everyone takes a few bites of chocolate, and I don't think anybody. It's like it's very rich. Like this isn't like processed.
Gareth actually says, "I would let it rest on your tongue for a bit before biting into it."
Oh, so you've eaten this multiple times.
Yes. Yes.
Gareth, at his ripe old age of blank numbers, has probably I think he's had it maybe like twice, like in his whole life. It's like been like when he
It's
went
not
to like
because
a meeting or
it's-
something.
Right, and it's not because of its price, because
It's just hard to
because of
get.
its rarity.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
Gratiot-Bell's even further north than
Yeah,
here.
so it's
So like
Brutal's had it a few times at like parties, and like she's always had other people's chocolate. Like she never
Mhm.
bought some for herself because
Oh,
it's
of
so
course.
expensive and rare. But like at parties,
So it's,
like
it's 2 gold
nobles.
pieces.
It was literally like this is practically like a winning lottery ticket, I'm assuming. For
It's
like
pretty
Valerie
good,
didn't
yeah.
expect to find this.
Yeah,
two
it was-
gold is expensive in the standpoint of like if you guys were normal people that had to ration out your money over the course of like I have to live for the next year, then it's like two gold. Like that's like
Yeah.
that's like
You would never
living.
buy
That's like wage for like 2 weeks potentially if you
yeah,
guys
no,
had normal
like,
a
jobs.
regular ass Kit Kat is like $5,
A
That's
regular.
because you're
ass-
Canadian.
which is fucking
Oh,
ridiculous.
yeah, your Canadian crazy import fees and stuff like that.
Like $5 for a Kit Kat
Yeah.
is fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Well, anyway, you take bites out of these chocolates and savor them for a moment. It's very strong. It's very sweet. It's not dark chocolate. It's not bitter. It has been given a little bit of added flavoring with the local sugars from the area that help cut that strong, dark cocoa taste. But it's
Little
very
sugar
rich.
and milk.
Little sugar and milk has been swirled into it to try and just like because it's real strong. It's just the raw cocoa. Won't you like die? Isn't cocoa like poisonous or something if you have it in too high quantities or something like that? Maybe I'm thinking.
Well, yeah,
yeah,
so
but
then
you
I
need
mean-
like stupid high quantities of cocoa. You need like
never mind then.
Yeah, you need to
Or
like
wives'
snort
tale,
it.
maybe.
You need to snort it. Like,
You need
for a few
so
hours.
many mouthfuls of cocoa that you'd throw them up before you did.
Oh,
actually
never
yeah,
mind
it's
then.
kind of like getting poisoned with water. It's like
Oh.
yes, technically you can do it, but
Kids rumor then is what I'm misremembering. But yeah, you guys have this moment of sharing this this delicacy essentially. It's quite good. You're one of the few people in the city that can even say if they've had it before.
This is
Brutal
so
tries to hide a
delicious.
few tears.
All right. Yeah. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do before the night is over?
It's on everyone else's decision. That was a cute moment. That was their thing. It's like,
I don't have anything until like the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, Gareth, mildly drunk. Just you know, he doesn't really want to think. He's gonna get
Understandable.
way more drunk later.
Brain machine broke. Have a nice day.
He's just, you know, he's gonna ease himself into the.
One step at a time. It begins tonight.
Yep.
Well, the
Mhm.
night
Yeah.
carries on without
Brookhill
much.
does nothing
incident.
special except actually grant the party her most legitimate smile so far.
Whoa, that's powerful. That's scary.
God,
well,
what's your face doing?
are you okay?
Are you okay?
What is that?
No, this does not happen in character. Everyone just freaking out.
Wow.
The night continues uneventfully. Everyone kind of one by one goes off to sleep doing whatever their nightly rituals are, which we've talked about before, so I won't linger on this time.
Snoring very loudly.
Snoring
is a
very
night
loudly.
Ritual.
When you're in a comfortable place, you snore very loudly,
yeah,
knowing that it's like I'm safe and sound. Finally.
She snored in the camp. That's
Well, she didn't learn. She learned then the Allosaurus
She
fucking
didn't
found
know.
her. And now her body is like slowly trying to train itself to be like, if I'm outside sleeping, we do not snore. But yeah, the night goes by. You all have a long rest. You recover half of your total hit die, and you also recover all your spell slots.
To fix that, I don't remember how this works. Wait, I roll heal die.
Well, the healing by hit die. Oh yeah.
We also get rid of our exhaustion, right?
Yep, exhaustion is wiped away if you had any.
Plus 5.
Excellent. And now, in theory, you are level 4, so your total maximum hit die is
No,
4.
I hate.
Shut up, Gareth. You don't count. Whom it may concern, you guys are technically level 4, which means you have 4 hit die.
I'm baby.
You're baby now. Congratulations.
Oh God.
And Gareth,
Yeah.
your maximum HP is back up to what it's supposed to be.
Oh yeah. I already did that.
Oh, good. You bastard.
Oh fuck! I forgot. That night, before he got too drunk, like probably when he was getting dressed back up
Mhm.
to go back out, he examines his body and like all of his possessions because after traces
fighting
of the
them.
Morrigan. Yeah, no,
Okay.
traces of the Morrigan.
As you look across your body, you find no various interesting new marks besides that strange sigil already upon your breast.
Mhm. Well, like he notices like also the light, like he sees like almost like a kind of a thinner blue streak, kind of that looks fresh but already starting to slowly fade.
Indeed.
Like, because for him, like new wounds like this don't last long.
No,
like-
he's a quick healer.
Like, yeah,
Both out of character and in character by virtue of being a fighter with second wind,
Mhm.
but also in character of like big, strong, tough, and very well known.
and also
for,
like his body's used to this sort of abuse.
punishment. Okay. You guys wake up the next
Okay.
day. You guys build your breakfast and eat it. You gather up all your things.
I
and
have
Nazarene-
something I wanted to do in the morning.
Yep.
Okay.
You do your thing.
Do it.
Not super late in the morning, but like not super early because she respects sleep. She knocks on Brookhild's door.
After several minutes of just like pounding the door,
She doesn't pound the door.
you eventually awaken Brookhild. Brookhild, one eye opens from underneath this mountain of pillows and blankets. There's someone at your door. What do you do?
She opens the
Kill
door.
her.
I mean, this is Valerie's house. Like, there's not gonna be like random people at the door,
On
right?
the other side is Colonel Copperbell. He's here with Dragon Chet.
Oh
now.
my
Dragon chest.
Azarine is there. She
she
says,
wouldn't even care even if it was Copperbell. She'd just be like, "What the fuck is up, bitch?"
She's got like a little bag in her hands.
Morning?
I wasn't disturbing you, was I? I mean, it's a little late in the morning, but I figured it was early enough that
She rubs her eyes.
may I come in?
Hi.
Alright, so she goes into the room and she sets down her bag and she opens it up. Inside is various hairdressing tools and makeup. Basically, her disguise kit is like open, like on one of the like the top of the dresser. I figured it was it's been a while since we've been known each other, but I was hoping you would let me do your hair and makeup for you, just as like I'm sure you're used to having it done for you, and I mean, I have a little bit of a talent, if I do say so myself, and
Sure. And like Brookhil kind of like tries to make the best out of her morning hair, which, by the way, nobody has ever seen morning hair that bad. in the history of morning hair. Because
when the door opened, "O Fortuna" played like on a record, like as you, it's like
There's like Eldritch God music.
yeah. If you've ever met like Merida from fucking Brave was like does not even register on the scale.
Dwarf
She
hair
looks
is
like-
legendarily dry and coarse. No.
Her hair is literally just forming.
She doesn't even like look phased.
Oh, that's so nice of you. You really don't have to. I mean, I can do it myself, you know.
I know. It's just I wanted to.
Use my comb though. And Brookehild fiddles with her own stuff, and she takes out a very finely engraved dwarven comb, and it has all of the necessary peculiarities to tame the absolute fucking mess that is dwarven hair.
You do realize that oh wait, no, you wouldn't realize. My hair actually sometimes gets like this when I come out of the water. It was a huge pain in the neck for my dad to comb out. But I have a like a spray that's supposed to help with the tangles.
What?
And she Yeah,
What sort of witchcraft?
not exactly witchcraft. It's it's just like a detangling serum here, and then she goes about doing her hair and makeup and making it very pretty. And
I'd like to apologize to the stream.
Why? What are you doing?
Nothing.
Are you playing by yourself?
Yes.
You gave in to desire, you monster.
Oh my god.
Azarine. So what you're telling me is that your disguise kit is like basically every single tool that you use to gather up the stuff you need to like put on performances and stuff like that is what I'm kind of learning.
Yeah, it's like makeup, hair stuff, hair
Okay.
accessories.
Roll sleight of hand with advantage, and also remember to add your proficiency bonus because you're using a tool you are proficient in.
So 14 plus 2 is 16.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. I mean, Azarine is like on the levels of like makeup worthiness. She's pretty top notch, to be honest with you. And her abilities.
She's probably better than Brookehild.
Maybe that's kind of between you two guys.
He uses like blush and like eyeshadow that complements Brookhild's like hair and eyes like beautifully.
Azarine is used to doing her own makeup, and Brookehild is used to having people do it for her.
It's great. It's flawless. It's for the like. It's gorgeous.
She's like pinned Brookhild's hair up so like went like and like kind of explained what she's doing for Brookhill, so if she wanted to replicate it, she could. It looks super elegant, but is super easy to replicate.
Probably like way simpler than her current fucking impossible hairstyle that probably isn't even doable in real life.
It is a brutal conundrum that you've been trying to deal with your whole life. But yeah, it's artful. I mean, she's a professional entertainer. She's a professional artist when it comes to this sort of thing. It takes a while to like get all the knots done and everything puts together. Yeah, but by the end of like maybe say 30 minutes,
a lot to work with.
You're all set and ready to go for the day.
Oh my god. Where did you learn that? And Brookehild like pokes at her face, like tries not to poke at her face too hard because she doesn't want to ruin it. But
well, I was in a performance, and I've had some experience with some of the troupe members that I've met along the way. Also, might I say, you've been like the best like person I've put on makeup before. Like a lot of people tend to like flinch, like especially during some of like the knot detangling and pulling up hair, but like you've been really good.
Oh, don't worry, I'm used to it. It's been like that since I was a wee lass. I always had people tugging at my hair and my eyebrows and my ears and my beard and
She's also like trimmed and like plucked a little bit so that she doesn't look super like unkempt, like unruly eyebrows and unruly beard hairs, like which she hasn't quite dealt with before, but she got like the gist of it.
Well, there's no dwarves in your troop. Like this is definitely the first time you ever had to deal with like huge, like thick, gigantic, like these super hyper dense like hairs essentially.
Because mermaids don't have hair anywhere except for their heads, similar to elves. So not even her dad had facial hair.
oh god.
Damn.
Meanwhile, dwarves are like 70% hair,
They're half their body weight is hair.
30% drunkenness.
There you go. Yeah,
That's very nice of you.
You're very welcome. If you want me to do this again at any point, just feel free to let me know. I actually really enjoy doing hair and makeup for other people. It was my favorite thing to do for the performances in my troupe.
Brooke nods and she keeps admiring herself and fiddling with her hair and just.
And she's
putting on some
added like
jewelry.
Brughild's like various pins and like hair accessories so that it looks very
Oh.
like beautiful. So it's all her it's all Brughild's like hair accessories.
Gareth and Valerie and Helena and Idris are like downstairs getting like, drinking their coffee, their tea, and having breakfast. And these two fucking goddesses just walk down the stairs. No, yeah, you guys are ready to take on the day and are, get ready to strangle to death.
Commabelle's here too.
No, Commabelle is not here having a chess game with Gareth. I don't know, maybe he is, but I don't know. That's between you and. I don't think he is. That'd be weird. That'd be too weird. But
Valerie invites Grant over a lot.
I mean, Grant might be. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys if any NPCs have been invited, I suppose. But I don't know how weird it would be to have summoned Copperbell. Technically, you guys have your departure's at noon. So I mean, you got like
Well,
another
how's it
3
right now?
hours.
Isn't it at 5 p.m.?
No, it's at noon.
It's
at
up to you
noon.
guys. There's two to choose. 12 noon or 5 p.m. Those are
We're
two
going
choices.
at noon, I think.
Yeah, we
Unless
can go
if-
for noon since we slept and everything.
Okay.
What time is it now?
It's like 9 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Garrett's gonna get some money real quick.
Oh my god.
Okay, we're moving in like a little bit of the edited pace that the DM likes to use for more cinematic cutscene like events. We cut to hard wide shot on Gareth narrowed eyes across a table on which is a game of dragon chess, and across the table
Ooh,
is
beautiful.
Colonel Copperbell with his hands in front of his face over his mustaches. He's narrowly looking back. For the past hour and a half, the rest of the party has been watching Gareth and Copperbell make like 3 moves. All right. As fun as it is to play chess while attempting to also play D&D,
Oh,
I am
God.
gonna go back to our classic either choose wisdom or intelligence and roll.
Look at your situation. Give me advantage.
All right, fine. I'll give you advantage because it was funny. It was funny that you literally sent me a game of chess to play in the middle of fucking D&D to play online. So I will give you advantage. What was Colonel Copperbell's wisdom again? It was like +2, right?
No, there's no way he had +2. Fuck off.
It was he had a plus in something. Let me look at his thing. I think it was intelligence. It was either wisdom or it was intelligence.
Valerie is 100% the team mom because we ask her to invite people over.
I mean, it's her house.
Exactly.
Aha, yep. Copperbell has +2 intelligence.
Oh, fuck off.
Valerie's just watching.
God
this,
damn it! No,
like,
I can't lose from this situation. There's no way I can lose.
You guys are looking back and forth as Gareth makes his first move, and we see if Copperbell will be able to counter. I imagine that most of the party is in fact exceedingly bored.
Azrine's like counting through her like
Fuck!
items.
I hate you.
Hey! It's best 2 out of 3. We established it's best 2 out of 3. That's 1 for Copperbell.
Oh no. No.
I have
Make
bet
your
on the
roll.
Colonel.
Oh!
Wait, no, he has +2 though. If
Fuck
he also
right
gets
off.
a 20, he'll get 22.
Fuck right off.
There's no
Copperbell takes off his
Brooke
gloves.
asks Valerie if she
There's
wants
no
to
way.
bet.
I
If she wants to
don't
take
believe it.
bets.
It's not gonna happen.
He's gonna fucking.
Brookhill bets on Copperbell.
You're tied up. It's 1-1.
Wait, what?
Well,
I didn't see the roll.
The roll. I see it on the screen though. That's a 7.
Oh yeah, it's a 7. Yeah, it's best 2. It's best 2 out of 3. They're tied up right now.
I am so mad.
They're both like at a stalemate when it comes to this dragon chest that they're playing. You guys are basically
I destroyed you.
You guys are just for the sake of like narration. You guys are in the office. You guys are waiting basically for the steamship to arrive. And this is just how you're passing the time, essentially. You've said your goodbyes to your NPCs. You've got your books. You have your clothing all set up. You're cleaned. You're washed. Brookhill and fucking Nazarene look amazing today. And Copperbell is basically just like playing this. You guys are down by the docks, I assume. Like you're just sitting on crates, and like a barrel is like probably your table. Now I think about it. Here we go. With narrow. Oh, Gareth wins 2 out of 3. He wins 10 gold pieces.
Woo!
Yep. Copperbell reaches into his pocket and he hands over the little leather satchel with 5 golden pieces that he was supposed to win, or 10 golden pieces, whatever it was he bet. You posted it earlier, and I'll trust that you're truthful on it. And he goes, the blow, but I suppose we are even now. You're a worthy combatant.
As you, Colonel.
Oh my goodness, I can only pray that I'll be able to return this favor to you someday if you return to Kurth.
I would like that quite a bit.
He stands up and he puts his hat on, fixes his gloves, and Gareth...
Big old handshake, baby!
He gives a big old handshake to you, firm, hearty handshake. Gareth, you put your pieces back together in your little bag and fold up the board. It has a hinge in the middle, and you put it in your satchel. And that is when you hear a horn. And you look down.
And that is when Gareth uncaps the bottle.
Gareth starts chugging as you guys are down here on the very bottom dock. You've probably got like, I don't know, do you guys have, I don't know what you travel in. Do you have cloaks and stuff like that? Do you have like stuff like that you're doing?
Oh
Gareth?
yeah, no.
Brookhill
He's
has a
using
cloak.
oh god. I mean,
Gareth probably like puts up his hood like as he walks by the the acquisition office, but I'm not gonna make you roll stealth.
Right. I mean, like he's wearing like his normal armor though.
Okay.
Like,
and do you have like a
he
shawl
has
that you wear or
casual.
something?
He does have casual wear.
Yeah.
From Inquisition, but since we're traveling, I don't think I can really have my split armor in a bag. I don't think that makes sense.
Oh no, you could pack it up and put it in like a large bag, like a Santa-sized sack that you have over your shoulder. I mean, you must carry your stuff in something. So if you wanted to disassemble your armor and place it inside, and then when you get on the boat, put it back on, that's more than fine to me. Whatever it takes, you get by the garrison without issue.
Yeah.
Whatever you have to do.
I guess he's wearing his common clothes with his like. He even though his common clothes, it's still a fucking Inquisition jacket.
Yeah, it's probably still fancy. You try to like shirk off.
Jacket.
But yeah, you guys look to your left and there's a bell being rung, and you look down the river, or rather, downriver, or upriver, ? It's coming from the right, and it is a large boat with a gigantic wooden wheel in the center of it that is paddling through the water, and it is ringing a bell, ding, 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 as it goes down the way, and it pulls up alongside, and you can tell that it has the Riverboat Corps like emblem emblazoned on the side, and it is mostly blue and white predominantly. And it's a large, wide, and flat ship for the most part, with just like it's only a 2-story tall ship at the highest, and that's where like the drivers, the pilot would seat themselves, and you see someone who leans out over the back. They are wearing no shirt, they have a scarf, they have a hat on, and they pull off the hat and they wave to Colonel Copperbell, and Colonel Copperbell waves back. And this figure gets down the ladder, down the stairs, to the back, and the ship pulls up along the docks, and they begin, just like there's only a few people on board, that begin to start rolling boxes and barrels back across the docks. And this figure approaches Colonel Copperbell and gives them a salute. It's a very kind of lazy salute. This figure looks very kind of like blasé about a lot of things.
Well, hello there, Captain Lisa. I have a certain mission for you. These 4 individuals are paying their way to ride your vessel down the river.
Well, all right then. Nice to meet you. I'm Kurt. Captain Lisa. Kurt Lisa. Captain Kurt. Captain Lisa. Captain
Garrett, this entire conversation, Garrett has been downing a bottle, by the way.
Brunhild is like tapping him on the back, like a child, like trying to burp, like when you try to make a baby burp.
Trying to like
What?
encourage
I'm
him.
not,
It's okay.
like no, like he's like his head tilt back until that ball.
No, I
bottle's
know,
empty.
but that's why she's like, it's okay.
Brunhild
It's
is like
okay, big boy,
petting
you're
you,
gonna be fine.
like you'll be okay. And Captain Lisa is kind of like he kind of like has a bit of a stagger to his step, and he reaches out a hand to each of you and tries to shake it in turn.
Well, once he comes to him, like he does notice, and he's not gonna ignore him, and he shakes his hand.
Sure, it's a rather relaxed, noodly kind of handshake, not the Colonel Copperbell kind of like assertive, like aha. And
I know Brunhild just holds a hand out, like for like a proper polite hand kiss, because she's a noble. She doesn't shake hands.
This captain takes your hand and just kind of like limply like grabs your fingers and looks down on it and kind of like he rolls an intelligence saving throw. He fails. He just shakes it. He moves down to Valerie. Shakes Valerie's hand. Shakes Azarine's hand.
Azarine smiles brightly, and it's just like, thank you very much for taking us down the river.
Don't mention it. I would have nothing more than to boat for you people.
I have a suspicion.
Roll insight.
17.
Garrett doesn't care.
This captain has most assuredly been having quite a few beverages this morning.
Oh boy.
Oh, great.
That's not suspicious. I do this every day.
Yeah, this is a normal thing.
Well, I suppose this is where we'll be departing. The four of you enjoy your journey. Just let the captain know where you would like to depart along the way, and may the gods be with you. Oh, by the way, we saw no army at the gates within the past 12 hours, if you wanted to know. No sign of anything at all, actually. Not that I'm distrusting you. I'm telling you this to assure you.
Yes. Well, I did not say that they were headed this way. I just said I sighted them in the distance.
Indeed.
Colonel.
And we are all fine, thankfully. But we would have given them a rabble-rousing. Well, anyway, here is my address. If you ever need anything, feel free to send a letter.
Chest by mail.
Thank you very much for everything. I really appreciate it.
Oh, anytime for you and for everyone else. All right, farewell. Ha-ha!
And that is the last time that we ever saw Colonel Copperbell.
Oh.
The last game of chess.
Final game of chess.
Chest by mail. Chest by mail. Send the moves.
Azarine
Capital.
takes Gareth by the hand and slowly, come on, let's go below deck. Come on.
So Gareth rolls a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
With it? Is it because I'm drunk?
You're drunk and you have a little help from your two friends.
Okay.
Gareth is being led onto the boat, Brunhild behind, and Azarine in front, like what happens is Gareth is like, okay, and he takes one step and the board like creaks, and then like he sees the water down below, and he just like slowly begins to fall backwards, and Brunhild rolls an athletics saving throw. Athletics. Brunhild rolls athletics. Is what happens.
Please don't get crushed, Brunhild.
I'm going to die. Oh god, I'm fine.
Okay.
I just hold him.
You're ready. You're just like, "Ugh," like Superman holding up the oil rig.
Azarine is helping, like, hold him
begin
up, like,
to-
it's okay, we're good.
Gareth is not falling unconscious. He's just sort of like forgetting where he is for a moment,
Yeah.
and like the sense of gravity.
And
begins to
after he's like kind of stumbles back a moment, he immediately just kind of crouches down.
oh yeah,
Like
you
he crouches and
you
like,
crouch.
Brunhild heaves and
you're
keeps,
squatting.
him
Like
onto
he's like
the
squatting
boat.
now, like
Oh yeah,
so he's about the same height as like Brunhild now.
yeah.
Like trying to get a horse in a car, like she's just like heaves
Yeah.
and keeps pushing him, and she's just like, come on.
Valerie, do you get in on this? I think all three of you are required.
Sure.
I think all three of you guys, like slowly, like Gareth is crab walking across the boardwalk and onto the ship. It's a very wide ship. It does not move when you step on it. It's a very large vehicle. Yeah, 17 athletics, that's fine. Physically moving Gareth slowly, just like keeping him upright, and Gareth like looks up to like avoid having to look at the water, and he's a little bit drunk.
He literally gets the second bottle out.
He just gets that out and starts slamming it.
Azarine's just like, okay, just look at me, just focus on me. We're good.
Three-
Everything's fine.
Brunhild is
Gareth
trying
roll a
not to die
Constitution
because she's
saving
the one at the
throw.
We're good. We're good. We're good.
Because 3 drinks would have gotten you
Fine.
drunk. A whole bottle is definitely more than 3 drinks. So
This is bottle 2.
yeah, and you want this, so hopefully you fail. Hopefully you fail these 2 Constitution saving throws that I'm about to have you make. That's the idea, right? Yeah, roll another. You have to fight your own constitution to try and become drunk. Okay, yeah, with a 10, you're kind of like, well, start to get a little bit like, oh, thank God. Like, you're starting to feel light and a little airy in the head.
He's a little bit more noodly, and he's probably easier to push.
You get sort of push. He's like a Segway, where it's like you push him, he kind of rights himself a little bit. So you eventually, all four of you eventually get onto the boat. And there is an inside.
Immediately, Gareth. I'm leading Gareth. As far below deck.
No, he wants. He wants to go below.
We're going below deck.
You go below deck. You get to the front door that leads inside, and there is a room inside with several windows and several seats to sit on. Looks like a passenger craft, and there's like a few Riverboat Corps people in here. And
he's not gonna sit by any window.
No, that's fine.
No
Gareth goes to the back of that, where there's stairs that actually go down into the belly of the ship. And you go down there, and there's like some seats. Most of it's like barrels and stuff like that, though, like storage. But you're like, perfect. There's no windows down here, and you go and sit down, and you're just like,
he sits down there, and he literally just like not even like on a barrel, just on the floor,
just right on the ground,
back against the wall. And he's just like he's kind of crouched, like sitting, kind of knees kind of tucked in, and he just has both of his hands kind of. Over his,
Brookill exhales and wipes her forehead. She turns to Azarine and goes like, "Oh, way to ruin that makeup."
Gareth, roll an animal
there's
handling.
a setting spray, so it's not come off very easily.
That's an interesting one for me to roll.
She
There's barking. There's.
Go ahead.
Is it below deck too?
You guys go downstairs and set Gareth down on like a bale of hay and stuff like that, and Gareth looks to his right, and there's 2 bison in a pen.
Oh, bison
that are just chewing,
bison?
and then there's animals down here that they're transporting.
That's a huge fucking boat.
It's a big boat. Think like an actual steamship, like an actual steamship paddle boat, down the Mississippi.
I mean, the boat didn't rock when we got on it.
Yeah, it's a big ship.
No,
I'll send you a picture later.
Enormous.
They're big, yeah. It's this big ship, big ship, big bison. And there is a barking sound, and there's a small sheepdog that comes running down the hall, and it just kind of jumps up in Gareth's lap and is like licking his chest. And it seems just excited to see people, and it's wagging its tail back and forth. It's gray and with white fringe fur, and it's just like a little Scotty dog essentially, little shepherd.
Ah, there you go. You have a friend. I'm not gonna have to sit here and babysit ya. What? You scared of dogs?
It's just licking Gareth's hands.
He kind of has his kind of hands up, and he's he doesn't want the dog to get too close. Not to exactly. They're fine when I'm standing. Just not he's trying to put a shit away from his face.
With a 15, you're able to navigate this dog to get to the point where it seems comfortable enough to leave you the fuck alone within 20 seconds.
Brookill tries not to. I mean, she chuckles, but he puts a hand in front of her face.
You hear someone coming down the wooden steps behind you. It is Captain Lisa. He looks at the 4 of you and just goes, "Well, you guys got everything you need? We're going to be shifting off soon."
Aye.
All right.
Gareth goes right back to the bottle.
Okay.
Azreen is she's looking at the stairs, but looking at Gareth, ready for support, but she's also looking at the stairs,
Oh, upstairs versus stay down here with Gareth is what you're kind of
yeah,
trying to
she's kind of bouncing up and down. Impatiently, I want to go upstairs, but at the same time I want to support, but I want to go upstairs, but I want to support, but I want to...
What do you want? You buy your own. You buy your own, remember? Fuck you.
I didn't drink all of it. And also, fuck you. Leave some of it for me.
Bought 5 bottles. You bought 2.
While Gareth and Brookill fight over the alcohol. Azarine's up to you to decide whether or not. You should shoot.
Okay.
But what? Yeah, I guess it's up to you guys to do. Does everyone want to stick together, or is Azarine quote unquote given freedom to go explore the rest of the boat?
Oh, she can do what she wants.
Immediately, as soon as she's given the, I mean, we can stay down here. She's gone. She's upstairs. She is gone.
Yeah,
Valerie actually stayed on top deck. She likes it on the boat.
Okay.
Brookill snoops around and tries looking for the most luxurious place to lounge and just decadently relax. Actually, she probably wants to...
On what floor?
I don't know, any of them. She doesn't care.
Roll
She's
an
not
investigation.
scared of water.
Azarine is going like Pocahontas boat, like on the ship. Like she's going as far as front of the boat as possible.
I want to do this from Brookfield's point of view
Hey,
because
you're
it's
my
fun.
Valerie.
There's
You're
Brookfield's
very
just like
tempting.
casually walking up the steps and maybe has like a snack that she's eating on or something like that. You've put the baby to bed downstairs, and you get upstairs and you just see like Valerie's just like leaning over the side, and like you hear the bells up above. I said it had a horn earlier. That's incorrect. I'm sorry. It does not have a horn, but it does have bells. And the bells ringing as like the dock is pulled away, the walkway is pulled back towards the harbor, and the paddle boat, it begins to slowly begins to churn and move, and you hear the bells continuing as the boat begins to lurch forward. They're very slow pace. It's this big vessel that takes a while to kind of build speed. But you see just like Valerie like right up on the side, like looking down at the water, looking up at the sky, wind kind of like blowing back her hair, and she's holding onto her hat with her right hand. Azarine is just like zoom, it's like running up and like not running, like kind of like really like running across and like looking down at the water. This boat lies, it's wide and flat, and you can actually lean over close enough, and you can dangle, but you can like reach the water below and maybe like cup some water out of the river below, just to like feel how it feels. It's cold to the touch, and you run to the front. There's a few flags dangling on a few extra antennae, and ropes that just keep the rest of the ship kind of like aloft. It's mostly a wood ship. There's a few bits of metal on it though. And you run to the front, and you're kind of like up off the water, and you kind of have like a little bit of a Titanic moment by yourself. You're just like having the wind through your hair. It's daytime though, so it's this beautiful kind of the rolling, not waves, but it's a river, and it's a little bit on the choppier side here or there. And you see Kirith slowly disappearing behind you as you see all the city streets from afar, and the winding paths and the other ships in harbor, some with sails, and a few other that are like the riverboat core. They actually are like with paddle wheels. And you see the large towers, the watchtowers that have blazing torches at the top with some mirrors that work as lighthouses. And you leave that behind as you guys descend down the river. Brookfield, you get to the top. There's 3 floors. There's the bottommost that Gareth is on, the storage. There's the middle floor, which is where everybody's kind of on. And there's an inside and an outside. And that's also like if you go to the back, there's like the room where the paddle is being powered. And then there's up above, you go up some steps, up a staircase, and you are on the 2nd floor that has a little balcony to stand on, and then there's a door that leads inside to where you saw Captain Kurt Lisa disappear inside, and there's the pilot at the wheel. And that's probably the most luxurious place to stay. You're kind of like, there's a chair that you can sit down on, you lean back. If you had sunglasses, you'd put them on, and you feel the wind over your hair. It's not salty or anything like that. It's just this very clean air that blows past your, over through your whiskers. Through your nostrils. And
Can I ask about those magic books that I found in the Mystery Silent Hill Mystery Silent Hill Mill?
Roll Arcana, no matter what. I'm going to give you an answer, but Arcana will flavor it.
Them, just to remind you, you call them ritual tombs.
Yes, thank you. Yep, just roll an Arcana for me.
Nope.
Okay.
Apparently, boat rocking, bad reading.
It's not, it's not. Well, you don't have a lot of experience with this. They are books that contain arcane knowledge on how to conduct certain spells. And if you, Brookhild, spend enough downtime, like over long rests or like when you have days off, like in towns and stuff like that, if you spend enough time and maybe money and like researching, essentially, these books each contain 1 spell that you can learn and make a part of your repertoire. It might take hours, it might take days, it might take weeks, but they are 2 like spells that you might eventually learn.
Can I have hints so I can choose like which one to prioritize? Or?
One seems like it is a more I don't want to diminish the description too. One obviously looks like an offensive spell, like for causing damage, and the other one looks like it affects the world in a more mundane way. Or rather, in a less destructive way. Like, I don't want to say a buff, but like, find familiar versus fireball. Like, that sort of difference. One feels much more like it'll affect the aether around you in a more controlled way to like cause some kind of precise thing. Some kind of, maybe a buff, maybe a debuff.
Wild.
Maybe it's find familiar. And then the other one looks like it's something that's like sacred fire. Or like something that causes, like, that would burn aether. And cause like a tear.
All right.
So those are your choices, and if it's up to you to decide, kind of like, oh, what do I want to do? It's just another kind of treasure that you got from doing the dungeon. Essentially, this is your random loot drop. So it's up to you to decide what you want to try and prioritize. And I guess being on this boat is a time for you to try and start doing the research process. I'll say reroll Arcana because the Arcana here was just to identify, and now the Arcana is like to buckle down and study.
I think I want to go. Oh man.
You can take some time to think about it if you don't want to do it right now. You can we can say Brewkild starts, and then you can just decide later which one she started on.
Yeah. Okay.
If you don't want to worry about it too much.
There you go. 17.
Oh, that's not bad. You buckle in and start reading through.
I'm gonna see because it's gonna depend like what I get on my level up.
Oh yeah, I don't think that it's going to. You don't succeed right here now. With your 17, you're on the right path.
Saying like whatever I'm going to focus on will depend on what.
Oh,
my
like you
level
might
up does.
level 4 might have a bunch of offensive spells. So why would you want even more? I see what you mean. Yeah, but you buckle down. You're like, okay, I know some of these runes. You take out a notebook, you start writing them down, and you're like, okay, I'll have to like start translating some things next time I get to another library or something. But I think I can do this.
All right.
Yeah, I guess everyone is on the boat, and I think now's as good a place to stop as any. We'll pick this up
I do
next
want
time.
to say, like, Gareth doesn't come out from the bottom hole. Like, if you go back down there, he's going to be in the same crouched over position, like hands over his head, like not moving.
That is, it's a tough life for him right now.
I think Valerie has to like stop Azreen from going over the edge.
Oh yeah, Azreen's like, fish!
I have this scene of like Valerie is just, she's not wearing her current outfit right now. She's like, hats off her. She's wearing a noble dress. She's living her best life right over the edge. She's leaning, having a good time. And then Azreen just jumps off and she instantly just like choke slams Azreen back onto the deck.
Get back on the fucking boat, Azreen. Your characters would be aware, and Gareth would have taken this into effect, and you guys are all know. This doesn't change any of your plans. In story, it's gonna be a few days of travel before you get where you're going. Gareth,
that's why I bought that much alcohol.
I don't know. Gareth can certainly try to remain tipsy the entire time, but I think there's gonna be bouts where like he's like, I'm gonna have to lay off the alcohol and just like try and meditate like for a while because I don't know if you can stretch it out the entire time.
Don't worry, he has friends. We're gonna help.
Yeah.
It's okay. Azreen will definitely help. Like, take she'll help him.
Would you like a sleep spell?
Don't.
We might really have that sort of thing happen. It's gonna be at least a few days. It might even be up to like a week or more. It's not gonna be more than 2 weeks.
Well, he as long as he can, he's gonna try to be tipsy.
Yeah, that's fine. You ration it and like you're focused and like you try to like you're
focused.
It's
doesn't want to be focused.
That is all. There is no rocking on this boat. I'll send you guys a picture later of the kind of thing you're riding, but it's like Mark Twain, like.
Well, it's not. It's the rocking's not the issue.
Yeah. Oh, it's also true. The good thing is no windows.
Water.
But yeah, it's up to you guys to kind of decide where you want to depart off the boat. I will just straight up tell you that like the longer you stay on, probably the easier the walk to wherever it is you're going is going to be. But you're getting closer and closer to Queen's Landing.
Out of character, I will say Gareth has conceded to Queen's Landing. That's where we want to go.
It's up to you guys.
We can stop there. I would have stopped like on the opposite bank and just like walked to Cape Solomon. But...
Sure, you can do that too. Queen's Landing is mostly on the south side, and then like parts of the urban environment start to try and like make their way across the islands that you see to the other side. But by the time you get to the other side, it's no longer Queen. Yeah, there's definitely stuff there. This map is just showing you like the capitals of everything. There's so many towns and villages.
What is it here? Timberwood?
Yeah, I think it was Timberwood was one of the small towns along the way. There's Timberwood and then Valengard were like the two major port towns along the way. I think Timberwood was more over here and then Valengard was the one over there. But ultimately there's two pretty large cities down there. From, DM full disclosure, Queen's Landing does have a higher population of Inquisition, which is like possibly scary, but similarly to there being a little bit more risk involved, there's also like way more population. It's one of the biggest port cities in the world. There's so much more equipment, people, knowledge, and like if you need something, you can find it in Queen's Landing. But you might not need it.
Stops her from dropping here and then like walking over. Right? There's probably like bridges and shit.
Well, I mean,
there's bridges.
We might want to stop.
You can decide. Yeah. But that's up to you guys.
because there's goods there.
It's
Yeah, I
something to
don't
think about out of character over the next week of like, am I missing, like after you guys, I think if I were you guys, if I was playing and if I was in this situation, it would be a case of like, what do I get with my level up? And do I feel like I'm missing anything? Or is there like something like...
I don't need to think about that.
Yeah, but like for everybody else, it's like, oh, do I unlock some ability that like would require me to have this piece of equipment? Like, would I need to stop around Queensland? Or can we just go straight to Port Solomon? It's like, I think you guys probably, the plan is to either stop in Timberwood and then just go north on foot is the plan that I'm kind of going with, and it'll be up to you guys.
Oh, in Timberwood, so we're doing a whole circle?
A whole circle?
Like, or kind of roundabout, because we're in Kirith. Right?
Yeah, Kirith is down there.
And then you said Timberwood's right here.
No.
Yeah, Timberwood's
No,
over
it's right here.
Oh, that was
Timberwood's
weird.
Oh, right here.
And this
Yeah,
is
you
Valengard is up
in
here.
that area for some reason.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I probably missed or whatever. Yeah, Timberwood, Valensgard.
That's a big miss.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if we go to Valensgard, then
This
it's
is
literally
Cape
just
Solomon,
like
right? Is that not Cape Solomon?
No, this
This
is
is
No,
Cape
this is
Solomon.
Cape Solomon.
This is
Ah.
Cape Verde.
When I pinged here, I thought I was
This is
talking
Solomon.
about Cape Solomon.
Okay.
So this is Cape
Yeah,
Solomon.
Port Verde.
That's
yeah,
Port
so
Verde.
if we
Oh,
stop here, then we can just go straight forward, like straight across instead of
Yeah.
like, because they're gonna go here
Mhm.
anyway.
Mhm.
Right. Well,
Yep.
I mean,
They will.
I think maybe like even like an afternoon in Queensland might be beneficial. You know?
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
Out
One
of
thing
character.
one thing I will state is that it's definitely, you guys are going to be hurting on rations by the time you get there. Not because you're not going to be starving yourselves, but you might only have like 1 or 2 rations left, so you'll have to stock up. But other than that, I'm like, I don't think there's no need for you guys to stop in Queen's Landing. Is all I'm saying. You guys could just beeline straight through. And this is not the DM being like, oh, I hope they stop this place or the other place because there's lore there or whatever. Like, I have no stake in what you guys do. I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew all the knowledge that their characters should know. Their characters would know.
Out of character, I vote for Queen's Landing. That's like, but I'm fine with doing whatever.
Out of
Yeah, I'm
character,
okay with
Queen's
that.
Landing seems like a cool place.
Okay,
Mhm.
you guys are gonna all plan for next time being the traveling down the river, which might take however long. Who knows what happens along the river, with the intent of stopping on the outskirts of Queen's Landing and poking your nose in, and then going to Port Solomon from there.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me.
Maybe finding a caravan that's about to head out. Like, who knows? Because are those islands right here? Are they like connected by bridges?
Yes, they are connected by the Queen's Bridges, which are a feat
Oh,
of
yeah.
engineering. They are like stunning in terms of their design. They span the Windthrow River, which is huge, and yeah, they're a beautiful work of art.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Anything else that I should know before we end the stream? Obviously, if you guys had anything off the record, but you can keep talking if you want. But I think I'm good in terms of like that's all the content I have for you guys today.
All right, go party
Sarah's
and drink.
drinking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna begin my drinking. No, I wanted to go until we finished the content. It did go longer than I thought, but I'm not sad about that. I'm happy that it turned out to be a meatier session than I was anticipating. Ow.
There was a lot more neat, actually, like, hey, this is how the characters slowly start becoming friends, and that's
Yeah,
nice.
I'm happy when that stuff happens.
Actually, let me. I'll just fucking drop since I read it out loud. I will just post fucking the 2 letters I wrote.
Yeah, I mean, I
Where
really
would I
liked reading the
put them in?
letters, and
Reference? Where would I put them?
good question. If you can post them in reference, by all means.
Maybe
Oh,
just
not
make
reference.
another text channel be like on table or something. I don't know.
Yeah, table chat, I suppose.
Man, you
Yeah.
have like 20,000 channels that
I
each
know.
have like 3 things in them.
I
Yep.
know. Well, the idea is that they'd slowly build up later, and I was going to erase some of them. Like, I don't
Well,
think you guys
money
need
can just
symbol
go to
ideas.
I mean, you can just go to patches.
Yeah, money
I
could
think.
just go to patches at some point as well. Like, we can consolidate. A lot of these are just like spur of the moment. I don't know where to put it, but I'll organize them later.
We'll work that out.
Yeah.
There we go.
Anyway, I'm going to end the stream now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.